All right. We got their posture check on. Good. You guys should be able to pin on this one. There we go. We set it up perfect. And with this flashy transition, look, we're getting better every week. Welcome back, guys, to session 14 of Queen's Frost Crown. We'll kind of run through our quick intros. We've got a fancy new layout. Compliments of Josh, who plays Diggin. So, round of applause for Josh. Yay! Who got this to me?
Work, Josh.
It looks beautiful. And I'm
Thanks.
butchering it by having Nate's camera like all up in my face. So I'm gonna fix that while we start all the way on that end for me. And Josh, I'll let you introduce yourself first.
Hey everyone, my name is Josh. I play the character known as Diggin, who is a Warforged rogue.
And next is the super stoic and still picture of Tarak, who's actually sitting with Maximil. So,
hello, everybody.
I love it.
My name is Magic, and I play Tarak Osteroth. He is a half-orc monk.
He's also a ventriloquist. I didn't see his mouth move.
I know, he's so amazing. It's phenomenal. And then sitting with him in frame.
Been practicing all week just to get this right.
With him is Sarah. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Maximil, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
All right. And all alone in his frame, unfortunately, but still super awesome, Mr. Zach.
Hey everyone, my name is Zach. I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian.
Okay. And then after Doran, we have Nate.
That's me. Hi, I'm Nate. I play Sorin, the half-elf blade singer rogue.
All right. And finally, yes, there's me. I'm Ben, BM the DM on Twitter, and I created Cyorion and run the game here for these fine folks. I'm trying to refresh my Foundry because I don't hear music, and I know that Josh has got some playing for me.
I don't.
Oh,
I've been waiting for the dramatic recap.
just totally called you out on that. I was like, oh, there must be music, and my machine is messing up. So I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen. But so last week you guys fought a goth that was not a scene kid goth, just a regular old goth.
It was goth.
It was goth.
It was a goth.
It was goth.
You guys faced a goth down in a cave system where there was a bit of a trapped ship down there, and the crew you guys freed from having to go through working to get that person out. Explored a little bit. Maximil dove over and found some cool underwater kind of palm fronds on the other side that were super expensive apparently, but very cool nonetheless. Heading back up out of there, Doran noticed something interesting that he later revealed, that the you guys were looking for Ebic, and somebody was cheering another person, and there was a tall woman among the crowd who, when Doran looked back, she was gone, and Ebic was coming to talk to you. They were cheering Captain Arlane. You guys kind of were like, meh, we're gonna not mess with that right now. We have a job to do. So you guys stayed on the merchant pirate people's good side, moved on into the woods further to pursue your objective. Ended up running into a very interesting individual. You met a Kalina Nashtoy, who was involved with the group that ended up freeing everybody back in our world. There is the War of the Faceless. This evil orc Burraz managed to enslave hundreds of thousands of people and with mind control, and she was part of the group that stood against Burraz and managed to actually overthrow him and defeat him. So super cool to meet Lena out in the middle of the woods and talk with her for a bit. She had nothing to do with your guys' quest in terms of like any information for you. She was like, I don't know, you guys have fun. But she was very encouraging and told a lot of you that, you had clearly many adventures and stories to share, and she encouraged you all to continue adventuring and find your calling out there. After that, you all continued deeper into the jungles of Kutala and found the portal to the Heart of Light that was marked on your map, or the lost city of Kosoba. After plenty of trial and error and finding that whenever you jumped out of the pool, it warped randomly up to 5 miles away, and you guys had to just chase it through the jungle 2 or 3 times. You eventually solved the riddle, got to solve the next puzzle that was speaking to Doran in Draconic of the item pointed, and those who are true to home could enter. And after pointing it back to home of Oodland, the portal opened, and everybody jumped in, and you stood before the Great Cave system in front of you. So, is there music now, Josh? Because I don't hear nothing. Now
No, seriously, there's music.
having. I don't
Now
hear
there's
it this time.
There's music for the whole build-up.
Awesome.
No.
It was just my voice, and I didn't want to stop my train of thought. So I'm going to refresh my page one more time. Actually, what I'm going to do is mute this side, unmute this side, and let me hear if I can hear it. Second. No.
Hold on, I can re-queue it.
Give me
In
one
a
second. Let me finish loading back in because I want to get loaded in all the way, and then we'll start the music up. That might have been what the issue was. Technical difficulties. Please stand by. Hold on, Josh. 1 second, please.
I'm holding. Don't worry.
Now I hear music.
What? How do you hear music?
I don't know. I swear it's not voices in my head, but I actually hear it. So
There's no
There
music playing.
isn't.
okay.
Do you? Hold on. I can hit play. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. Hold on. It is not that one. It is. I lost it.
We're professionals.
This is why when I go to my friends' discords,
2014.
Yeah, this one.
my
That's
tabletop
At
friends'
least we're
discords.
charming.
I jump into the other
Sincere
TTR.
apologies to all of our sponsors.
Yes. Sponsored by copious amounts of alcohol.
Do you hear it now?
I do hear it now, yep.
Okay.
That was actually what was playing when I reloaded, so it must have been cached somewhere. But this is exactly
That's weird.
why when I go to my friends' like tabletop discords, I'm like, hey, we're streaming. We're just a bunch of friends streaming to our friends and family. If you want to check us out, we're here to have fun. It's gonna be a hot mess, but we make it fun.
It is the Hot Mess Express.
It is. That's a good time. So, a lot of you are looking out, having a very difficult time seeing past initially what's in front of you. Behind you stands a great stone gate. Oh, okay. It's not the Stargate, it's the Fargate kind of joke. Yes, it is a giant stone gate behind you with 2 towers flanking either side of it. And follows a worn path down to a ruined city in front of you. There appears to be homes there and a room for people to have previously planted crops and raised some sort of livestock or sustenance for themselves. And it is incredibly difficult to see under this dim haze of either darkness in the cave or night. You're not quite sure what the light situation is. But those of you that have dark vision, you can barely make out shapes of trees in the far, far distance, way past the perimeter of your vision. But you can see ruined wood structures. And you went into this underground place, or this unknown place, really. You assume it's underground because you went through some weird portal, but it was late at night, probably 1-2 o'clock in the morning by the time you guys had really finished tracking this thing down. And you arrive in the dark of whatever night is still here. However, the stars are gone. There are no clouds above you. There's no moons in the sky. And you do not see the fractures prominent in Cyorion's sky above you in the atmosphere. In fact, you see nothing but blackness.
Having just teleported, do we feel like we have to throw up?
Yes, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw. I forgot to do that at the end of last week.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Does Diggin.
Does Diggin throw up? Can Diggin
No,
throw up?
Diggin, I need you to make a Constitution save for a glitch. Your hardware starts to freak out.
Ooh.
So we got
That's
16
a
for me.
16 for Tarak.
That's a natural 1 for Maximil.
Oh
Maximil turns over and it's just like sparks come out.
12 for Diggin.
Tarak makes sure he gets behind Maximil and then pats her back as she is.
Hold her hair up a little bit.
Hold her hair. Yeah.
It's mostly water. Strangely, the same kind of clear water you had seen in the pool. It doesn't appear to be like bile or anything gross like that. You're not like losing your lunch. It just feels like you opened your mouth at the swimming pool after you dove and got a huge mouthful down your stomach, and you're just losing that. Those of
Memories
you
from childhood
with
I
a
didn't want.
yeah, those of you with a 12 or above, you're fine actually. It was a rough ride. It felt strange. Digging with a 12 on the dot. You feel off balance for the first time since you can remember. Like something feels strange to you, like you're not quite standing the right direction.
Does anyone else feel this way?
Bleh.
I think she
My
might.
shoe. Oh, wait.
Tarak,
Don't have shoes. My
Tarak
foot.
puts on the eyes of the eagle and looks up and tries to see if he can see either the roof of a cave or anything else if in the sky or anywhere else to try to figure out or get a hint of where we might be.
With the eyes of the eagle, you can see faint
Dark vision.
in dark vision. You can see faint glistening somewhere in the distance. But unlike stars, you know that it's on the surface of something, and it occasionally glints with the tiniest reflection of light. Let me double check your training proficiencies really quick and what you're actually good at here. Go ahead and let's make a perception check for me. And this will be at advantage since it is visual.
Okay. 6 and 9 plus 4, so it's 13.
13. It's very hard to pinpoint exactly what it is. If you had to liken it to something, it's like shiny bits of material in sand.
But up above
Up on
us,
the
right?
ceiling, correct.
Yeah, okay.
What you know that there's something physically up there. There is a roof to this place, but you can't see what it is, and you're catching tiny glints of things as you look up.
Do I have any idea about how high up it might be? Just, I don't know.
With a 13, it's really hard to estimate, but you're in the dark as well. But you're putting it at a couple thousand feet minimum.
My friends, we seem to be in some sort of a vast cave. I see some glints above us, but it's not stars. It is very odd. I can't place where we might be.
You see Diggin kind of like reaching for walls and like stumbling and like baby stepping. And it's just awkward.
Would anybody like light? Anyone? If you can't
I think
see,
that would be best.
Please.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Can you
4
can you
dancing
send them-
lights.
Can you send them up
Warbling.
there, or is that too far?
I can send it 120 feet up, and do you want me to?
I think he said 1,000 feet. Might be a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Send it up. Yeah.
All right. I send it up as high as it can go, and I make 2 go like next to Doran and Diggin, so they have lights next
Thank
to
you.
them. Yeah. Does it
Diggin is still
shed
like
light on?
awkwardly moving.
Does the light up top that's 120 feet up shed any light on nearby surroundings, walls, anything?
Ceilings, no.
Mhm.
You do get a dim casting of light because it is pitch black down here, where you can now see a small ruined village, and you can see bits of rooftops in front of you. And we are going to shift to new exploratory.
Oh boy.
Oh.
So I
There's a
moved this
city.
off to the side so you can see it, but you are just near the coast, near this large portal structure, and there's a small city out in front of you. Really a village.
Those are buildings. What do you think? Go check a look?
I think that's the best idea.
Tarak,
Diggin needs a
Alrighty.
moment, please.
you definitely note as soon as the lights come on, there's movement inside a couple of the buildings in the city below you.
Oh, I see somebody moving. Can I
Shit.
make out how many there are?
You can't tell what it is from this distance, and with the fact that it's behind dingy, dust and dirt covered windows, it is insanely hard to make out details, especially in the hyper dim light that these are, so far back up on the side. The only reason you can see motion is because of the eyes of the eagle.
Where did you see them?
There seems to be some movement inside, but I cannot make out any details.
Well, then I think we had better
Yes,
take
they have.
extra precaution.
I agree.
I concur wholeheartedly.
Diggin,
There is a possibility that we can come across some nice folks on our journeys.
That is true, but if this civilization has been cut off from the rest of society for who knows how long, we may appear as a threat.
Very possible.
Yeah.
very true.
So move quietly, but weapons away, right?
I
Just in
think
case.
so, but hands, ready to grab a weapon just in case.
Oh, yes, of course. Actually, that's a
Again.
good idea.
Diggin fumbles into Doran and grabs a hold of him and slowly walks down his cloak to the ground and sits down in typical super drunk fashion. His head's kind of just doing this, or his body's doing this. Diggin does not feel so well.
Diggin, okay, listen. Here, I will.
Is his head on straight?
About how much does Diggin weigh?
Ooh, good question.
How much does
Made
Diggin
entirely
weigh?
of metal, about a person size.
294 pounds.
Ooh.
Heavy.
What is my strength limit of weight capacity?
Carrying?
294, and I can at maximum carry 300, so I can't carry you, Diggin.
Still a lot.
Yeah, he's a
He's a hefty boy.
Well, how about Tarak comes over on one side and sort of supports Diggin. Dolan, maybe you can help on the other side.
Now you are thinking. Okay, let's get him up and do the
Well, kind of
2 a.m.
supporting him, yeah.
and carry. Yeah.
Do you think that little jolt thing I do would help him?
Worth a shot. I don't know.
Before you do it, let us step away, please.
Yeah, let us get clear. We don't want to
Link
complete the
hands.
circuit.
Touch the fence.
All right, now that everyone's grounded. All right.
Well, we can try it. Okay,
but Diggin,
Tarak moves away.
Yep.
are you good
Yeah,
with
Door moves away too.
You guys pick up Diggin and just let him stand up.
it? I grab hold of him with
He
my...
like just begins to slowly fall backwards if you grab him.
Go back.
Shocking grasp, no damage.
294 pounds falling backwards, so depending on how
Oh,
strong you
we're
are.
ready to catch him.
I cannot catch that. No way.
Does the reset button help?
The reset button.
Doesn't help, DM.
You can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Ooh, 14.
By the 14, you're kind of brought back upright a little bit. You feel whatever stabilizes you has recentered you to however gravity works here.
So mid fall back, he like takes a step back, catches himself. That seemed to work. And then stands up fully. Thank you.
Good thinking, Maximil.
Yes, of course. Well, turning it off and on again seems to help with most situations.
I need to learn something electrical quickly.
Something is off here, though.
When you say off, what do you mean?
Diggin has never felt like that before. Ever.
Have you ever teleported before?
No. Have you?
No, I don't think anyone has. Or at least anyone living.
But you appear to think that it is more than just the act of the teleportation that makes you feel that way. You think it is actually this place.
Possibly, but unknown.
Are you still eager to find out?
Give
Of
me
course.
a digging. You've spent a lot of time digging, so I'm going to let you make me an intelligence check really quick. Need to see if you kind of can figure this out.
Digging, you've spent a lot of time digging.
You can't put your
I got a
finger on it.
6.
With the 6, you can't put your finger on it. You're not sure why you felt off.
I'm going to stop rolling in-game dice and roll in-person dice.
Time to switch. Maximo, are your
Unknown,
lights
a
still on?
feeling.
Yeah, they are. I took the one that was up back down, but the ones that are by Doran and Diggin are still there.
I'm gonna mess with Nate again unintentionally, but it's the best audio I have for it. You've watched the movie Annihilation. You hear this disembodied cry come from the middle of town that just goes. "Ugh." You hear later in the distance. "Ugh."
Right, that doesn't sound like something friendly.
Well, it could be someone in danger or hurting. We should go help.
Or it could be some beasts who are looking to hurt us and eat us.
Or it could be some folks that are in trouble.
Well, I think we should investigate, but
Fuck it, let's go.
I think we should do it stealthily.
Pull out 2 daggers, just... All right.
Threatening.
Well, but how about we go there, find out whether or not we think they're threatening, and then we decide what to do.
All right, but should we put our weapons away before that?
Well, what if we approach them unseen?
Well, yeah, we should, but I think people can see us.
Reconnaissance.
Exactly.
What we need to
or-
do.
Or we could... My friends, I will offer to once again allow us to pass without trace if you would like. Okay.
That sounds like a good idea. Everyone, let's get into Tarak's hidey hole.
All right. So Tarak once again brings his hands together and extends them, and as he does that, a veil of shadow radiates from him, and it envelops us in unseen.
Just doing the
Yeah.
partial
What's the-
crouch stealth movement.
What's the marching order? And I should note that this map is does match the other in terms of about 24 miles across for a hex and a full day to explore one completely.
Okay.
I think it was. Oh, no, it was 12 miles across, not 24. So it's like a day of travel for 2 hexes, or a full day to like explore a hex and kind of find all the major things on it. So, what's our
Okay.
marching order walking into this ruined, abandoned town?
Diggin can. Oh wait, not see.
Yeah.
There's lights.
Diggin has a
Okay.
light next.
Well, yeah.
Well, if we're sneaking and there's
Yeah, we don't want
I
light.
think the Veil of
lights.
Shadow, let me check. I think it will masking from detection can't be.
Leaves no
Yeah.
traces of its passage.
Yeah, so it seems that the lights would not actually show up to the outside as long as we keep them within the 30-foot sphere. But DM, a question for you.
The lights are still going to be seen, but with Pass Without a Trace, it's going to increase your stealth rolls. So the lights will tend to be more of a distraction to whoever's looking, and you guys are able to hide at the edges of that light effectively. So it does not obscure the lights from being seen.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do we want me to take it down or do we not? Because I can do that or not. Did the
If we're-
decision guide?
Yeah,
If I mean
I-
we're getting closer to the city. There's lights on the outsides of the buildings.
No.
EM, you said? No.
No.
Okay.
There's little glints and like reflections off of some of the buildings, but that's it.
I would. I suggest we take the lights down, and we just have the folks without dark vision
Suffer.
not suffer. They just hold on to us in our middle.
All right.
All right, the lights go out.
What does that do for our stealth checks?
You guys get a +10 to your stealth check, so I need everybody to make one if you have not.
Well, for
yet.
those of us that cannot see.
You can still make a high stealth check, but then you're going to be fumbling around in the dark. So we'll see how you do while you're moving.
Okay, well, I rolled a 16 plus 10 plus 10.
Nice.
36
So,
total.
8 plus 10 plus 5, 23 for Tarak.
Okay. We're going to go with this. Did anybody get below a... Let's see here. Anybody get below a 14? Nope, didn't think so. Okay. All right. As soon as the lights go out, you hear echoing from the town again. But more voices in this cacophony now, about 4 or 5 of them. Just various cries and moans for help of, hey, hey, as things are moving around. You
Okay.
can't pick out individual words, though. They're all kind of moans and disembodied.
Hmm.
All right. Tarak continues with the eyes of the eagle. He keeps them on. Does he see anything as we approach?
So as you begin to get closer to the city, a couple hundred feet out, you see shapes of humanoids, people between varying heights, 4 feet to 7 feet tall, kind of moving between the buildings. And they seem to be like staggering around and kind of looking around the buildings for something.
I see what appear to be either humans or human-like creatures. Various heights, some about Maximil's height, some much taller, and but they seem to be staggering, perhaps looking for something.
Do
Oh.
they look like you corporeal? Is that how you say it?
They appear solid.
They appear to be so.
How far away are they?
Probably 200 to 300 feet right now.
Shall we continue on?
Yeah.
Let's get as close as we can without being seen.
Very well. Okay. Continue on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So you ask for marching
Move
order. I
carefully.
think Tarak is
Yep.
going to go first because of the eyes of the eagle
Okay.
and dark vision.
Max in the back.
Max in the back.
Be second to last.
Doran is second to last. Okay. Diggin and Doran.
I'll be behind Tarak.
I'll be behind Soren, grasping him, just on the back, ready to
Okay.
hit anything on the rear.
It's very difficult to see, not only between the overgrowth that's in these buildings, but the fact that all the windows are dingy, the construction is falling down. It appears to be holding up quite well. Like you've seen rot on buildings before, dry rot on wood and how it kind of crumbles and falls apart. These are all maintained decently in terms of core structure and appear to be very strong. However, a lot of the softer pieces have begun to fall away from the roofs, like thatching on roofs. Some of the brickwork may have been damaged and is crumbling over and exposed now. However, for the most part, these buildings are in great shape. Little renovation, you could move right in. The windows are dingy and still covered up. However, go ahead.
Does it look like as we're kind of walking through these buildings and all that, does it look like anything happened here, or does it look like it was just abandoned?
It looks more as if it was abandoned.
Okay.
Does the architecture look at all familiar to
No,
Tarak? Or
this is, you've never seen anything like this, any of you. This architecture seems old and strange, almost alien, like it doesn't belong. However, if it represented close to anything, it'd be more modern Amafea. Would be kind of the way I'd direct it. So not as built into the trees, but actually built buildings. As you start to get closer to, you see more, about 5 or 6 total humanoids moving about.
Does the sounds that these creatures make sound familiar to Diggin from a long time ago in the shipwreck?
No, not at all.
Okay.
to Tarak, anything?
No, I would say, like, to all of you, this is a very strange and foreign sound. Like, I can't do the voice modulation and like how it makes it sound properly, but literally like that bear from that movie, and I'll post a clip to it sometime. But it's disconnected and it sounds emulated and it sounds like someone crying out for help, but you can't hear words, and it's a cry of almost pain.
As we get closer, do we can we make out any details of those humanoid figures?
2 arms, 2 legs, a head, torso. That's about it. You can't see if they're wearing anything. They appear to have clothes. They appear to be dressed, so they have some sort of clothes on them. Very simple pants and shirts. Some of them. I'd say of the 5 or 6, you spot one that might have a weapon on it, but they appear to be confused and looking around for something.
And how far away are they now?
About 100 feet outside of town. Tarak, I'll go ahead and let you make a perception check because of your eyes of the eagle. It allows you to get more details.
All right, that's a natural 1 with the.
We do get advantage, so because of their eyes of the eagle with a vision.
That's yeah. Okay, much better. All right, that's a 16 plus 4. That's a 20, and then the eyes of the eagle. Yeah, that does not give me any bonus. Yep, that's just the advantage. Yep, so it's a 20, 30, 20.
Okay. You spot 2 humans. One, what looks to be like a high elf, dressed definitely not like they're from Basat. You see one elf that has dark purple colored skin and dark blue hues on it. And then you see one orc. The sixth one you thought you may have seen, you haven't been able to spot again, or it could have been a reflection or just a shadow passing over something.
All right. Tarak freezes in his tracks upon seeing especially the purple elf-looking creature and is just kind of stunned and visibly shaken to everybody, to the group, not saying anything.
Why did we stop?
It's a danger.
I think it's a Feralin. I think
What?
it's Dark Elf.
Here?
Hey,
Where? I come
hey,
around.
there's a creature, a purple, an elf with a purplish hue. I knew my father had told me stories, but could we? I cannot believe. Maybe
Did he
no, that can't be.
tell you if they're dangerous?
They
Are
they-
you dangerous?
my people.
Really quickly, the wind shifts and you all pick up a scent of vinegar, almost like gasoline fumes, and sulfurous smells. There's very
Don't like
pungent
that.
and strong aromas.
This is a little out there. I can send an emissary if we like.
I can message them.
I
Emissary.
this isn't a creature. Is that like a
You'll
yeah?
I mean, obviously it can't talk or anything like that, but we can at least see if they're cognizant enough to not attack a little creature.
Well, what do you think we should do if it's your people person?
If this is truly the place my father has talked about, I do not know. Perhaps
Wouldn't that mean that there's some big dark black sphere above us?
Yeah.
Do we see a big black dark sphere?
There is not.
Yeah.
Dora or Tarak, as you stare into the darkness, eyes fixed on the creature that resembles a Feralin, you note an additional 9 creatures moving from the town this direction, towards this edge of the town. You see among them dwarves, gnomes, half-orcs, all manner of species. You see one Arakoa that stands out interestingly enough.
Are they all making the noise?
Every one of them is crying out in pain in some fashion.
Yeah, that's not good. That's
if they are in pain, and if it might be possible that they are my people, we have to help them.
I don't know how to help them. I'm going to be honest. I think at this moment our best guess is probably go around.
I don't think we should engage. Yeah, I think I'm with Soren on this one.
Other than putting them out of their misery, I don't know how to help them.
No.
Things that we can do.
Like what?
Well, 1, healing potions. 2, I can heal them with a wand.
While they're talking, Tarak drops the spell, and he just sorry, and just walks towards the creatures, towards the party.
I think that is extraordinarily dangerous.
I want to move very quietly up to the side.
Out his arms, and the staff is on his back, and he walks towards them, trying to seem as non-threatening as possible.
6 foot something, half 4.
Can I try and sneak up to the side, keep eye contact on him, but like out of the way of them, like behind rubble or something like that?
Yeah, absolutely.
I
That's
will
quick,
run up
or-
to try and match Tarak's pace. You're gonna need someone that can talk to people. You're not particularly friendly. It's not your fault.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
As you're getting closer and arguing, a couple of the creatures notice you approaching. And they start walking up, and they... It hurts! Pull me out! And you begin getting closer, and these creatures are all moving forward towards you, slowly reaching out hands for help.
Do they seem at all threatening?
They seem to be in a massive amount of pain, as they're begging you for help. And Tarak, your eyes of the eagle catch movement out of the corner of your eye that is not a creature. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Fuck.
Oh, Diggin doesn't see what's happening.
Am I hiding at this moment with 29 stealth?
At this moment, you are.
Okay,
I
thank
have
God.
26.
Tarak,
Nice.
you see a large orangish purple colored translucent cube slither slowly out from a building next to you,
No.
with tendrils reaching out and attaching to each of these creatures.
What?
Ugh.
Oh,
Real glad I
Okay.
didn't bring my girl out. That sounds like it would have been an expensive lesson.
Tarak, what was your initiative?
10.
Soren,
17.
and Maximil.
9.
Mine.
Right?
Oops. Displayed name is not 9. Displayed name is Maximil. Initiative value is 9. There we go.
9 is a good name.
Hi, my name's 9.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I thought
No.
I hit
There
the
was
wrong
that,
button. There's a
that
reset.
one movie.
There's a reset button. An accident there. Okay.
Oh dear.
Lucky everybody gets bonus, I guess. So Tegan and Doran, what were you guys' initiatives? Luckily, I remember
15.
where my guys are at.
Mine was a 15 as well.
So I go first.
Yeah, you do go first. You have a
'Cause
higher
I know
dex
I
than
got
I
a
do.
better dex.
Yep. Mine's only a +2.
Tarak, what was it one more time? 10?
10.
Maximil 9. And Soren. You remember what you were at, Soren?
Oh, I wrote it in chat. 17.
Thank you. I don't have my chat one up yet.
That's good.
And then you were first. And you were second to last. Let me see. I've got it in
This
chat.
is
Oh,
this is
no.
appropriately frantic music.
No, first and last. Awesome. Okay. Tarak, you are the only target, and one of them moves up. This amorphous blob comes out from the door frame of the house and like slips out the side door and reforms on the other side. You can see all the appendages near it, and it kind of slides through the tendril that attaches to one of the appendages and lashes out and strikes at you. Let's see, Tarak. A 16 to hit.
That's a hit.
Oh, here we go.
Oh boy.
Tarak, you take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and as this tendril, this pseudopod kind of smacks into you, you feel your mind just weaken and drain. You take an additional 4 points of psychic damage. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a 19 plus 1. That's a 20.
20 is fine. You are good.
Oh boy.
Okay, that's its turn. So there is one of these gelatinous creatures. It is basically a gelatinous cube next to you, Rock, engaged in melee. So the rest of you can close melee with this one. There's a second one moving in from the distance that you can see with a few of these creatures attached to it as well. And it's coming towards you, but it's going to take at least a turn to get to you. So there's one at mid-range and then one at close range while you guys make the decisions on what you want to do. Soren, you are
Is
up.
there a battle map?
There's not a battle map for this.
Okay. So,
Oops.
how far away is the one that is attacking Turok from me if I moved up with him? I'll let you pick. Where
How
would
far
I
is the
be
one from
in-
Turok next? Or how Turok is within about 15 feet of you, so you can definitely move up. to
Okay.
him.
Sweet. I don't want to do that. I want to scorching ray from the headband.
Okay.
So that is 3 attack rolls, right? It's at base level. Yep. Okay. Cool. Nice. Okay. Natural 20, 15,
Ooh.
13.
That's the first
Plus
time we're doing
5
this.
for each of those.
All 3 hit. But
Okay. Roll to confirm for the spell attack too,
This is
or are we
our-
only doing melees?
spell attack too. This is the first time we're using our new confirmed spell attack system or confirmed critical system.
What does that say? 12. All right. So just
All
regular
right,
crit.
regular crit. So you do get max damage on that one for your first set of dice, and then add another set to it.
Okay, so that's 12 for the plus another 6, so 18 for the first bolt.
Oh,
Nice, 11 for the second one,
nice.
and what is that? 6, and then 9 for the third one.
Okay.
Wrong roll.
Sally.
And then just like after that, just does it look okay?
No, it kind of reels a bit, and you hear each of the creatures attached to it just scream out in pain, and then all 5 of them just drop, and it's just the cube now.
Shit. All right, fuck it. I'll pull out the daggers and just run in, cling, and then Blade Song run in.
Okay. Anything else for you?
That is it.
Okay. Next up is Diggin.
Just feel Soren run away. Oh no.
Did you come up with me?
No, you left me.
Oh yeah, when he walked away from us, dropping the spell, I was like, oh shit, okay, I should go down.
Yeah, Diggins just like in the dark. No source of light whatsoever.
Is the ooze on fire?
Yeah, so I would have seen like the scorching rays go out, but
Yeah.
then I don't think they go on fire.
No, it kind of just goes. The fire torches through it, and the entire. You see the body light up and ripple. Now you can very well see the mixing colors of like orange and purple in here. It's a very strange like color combination, almost like 2 groups of like oil and water, but one's orange and one's purple. But you see it light up, and you see the kind of glow splash out around you, and you get a bit of a visualization of where you're at. So you could try to move up and attack it if you wanted to. You kind of have an idea of where it is.
I have an idea of where it is. I will not attack, but I'll start to sneak my way closer
Okay.
in anticipation, and I will go. How far away from it was I?
About 20 feet.
I'll go what I believe is 10 feet while sneaking, so I'll roll a stealth check.
You still maintain your stealth from before. It didn't spot you.
Oh, okay. Well, I will continue to move forward with a 26 stealth then. And I will pull out my daggers and ready to attack, but I'll hold my attack action in case a hostile creature comes close to me.
Okay, sounds great. All right, next up is Doran.
All right, Doran is going to move to about 10 feet away from the creature. And you said it's kind of vaguely giving off an idea of where it is?
Do you have dark vision? So you kind
I
of
have-
know where it's at. But you're gonna
Yeah, I don't have dark vision, so I just saw the flames hit it, and then that was it.
okay. It's
Uh,
within range for you to get to, but I'm gonna need you to make a
Okay.
survival check to see if you step on it.
Oh dear. Okay, survival check. Luckily, I am decent at those.
23.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get close and you can smell it now. The rest of you as well that are close. You can smell sulfur and vinegar and like gasoline fumes, almost just kind of really painful, vile smells in your nose. It's all mixing together. And you get close enough to sense it, you're like, oh, well, he's right there.
Well, I saw Soren shoot his fire at it, and that seemed to hurt it. So I think that's. Soren, I think you're onto something, and I'm going to use my breath weapon to shoot fire at the.
Badass.
Okay.
So it has to make a dex save.
What's the save? Was it
It is a
19
14.
save? Okay.
And 19 does save, so it'll take half damage.
Okay.
So.
Oh, wait, hold on one
let's
second,
see.
please. Rolls and ability checks. Okay.
So 5 points of fire damage as my fire breath shoots out in a line toward the big ooze.
You see the creature ripple and kind of bits of it fly off the back as you hear all of those creatures that were moaning out for pain and help before, the surface of this entire gelatinous like form ripples as that same echo of noise bursts out from it as it's crying out in agony. And it's imitating it's definitely
big like this.
imitating screams.
It is unsettling to say the least.
Anything else for Doran?
I think that's it. I don't believe I have any bonus actions other than raging, but I don't want to rage because I won't do any damage, so the rage won't stay. So no, I'm done.
All right, Tarak, you are up.
So Tarak reels back from the attack. He sees the attack of both Soren and Doran. Hurt the creature, and as that gives him enough time to pull out his quarterstaff and swings it over his head, and then attacks with it, two-handed.
Okay.
And that is a 16 plus 7, so that's a 23 to hit.
Absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
And Tarak will spend a key point to do a stunning strike. So that when I hit another creature with a melee weapon, the target must succeed a Constitution saving throw or be stunned until the end of the next turn.
5th level monks, everybody. Level 5
It's
monks.
happening.
Oh,
Constitution save does a 14 save.
Constitution. Oh yeah.
That's
Oh, hang on.
show. It's a D.
Yeah, DC 12. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's a okay. Darn. But you know what? I can try this again.
you got your
also
what
fifth
was
level monk stuff.
Oh,
what was your damage?
So,
I'm sorry.
Second
What was the
attack.
damage on the first attack?
so the first attack is a 2 plus 4. That's 6.
6. Okay.
And he swings the quarterstaff the other way and smacks the creature from the other side for my second attack. That's also a 23.
Absolutely hits.
And I will spend another key point to try to do the stunning strike.
All right. Constitution save of 17. Sorry.
Damn.
Okay.
All right. What's the damage for that one?
That's a 6 plus 4. That's a 10.
Okay.
And then going to do for my bonus action an unarmed strike, and that's a 1d6. That's a 6 plus 4, that's 10 of damage.
All right. Got it. Anything else for Tarak?
Tarak backs off about 15 feet.
Okay. It is actually going to, since you're stepping out of its range, it's going to take a attack of opportunity against you.
Hang on, do I need to do a key point too?
That would be for your bonus action.
Oh yeah, would be bonus action. Never mind. Yeah,
Also, I don't think you get disengage as a bonus action. I think that's.
I do. Yeah, I do.
You do?
As a,
With Step of the Wind.
Yeah, it's
Or
like,
no, it's hang on a second. Yeah. It's it's Step of the Wind.
Oh, I thought it was just dash and dodge.
I have dodge too, but well, this is
Cool.
disengage or dash. There's also patient defense. I think is
Yeah.
dodge.
Oh, that's
Patient
cool.
defense does dodge.
Yeah, patient defense is dodge.
Monks are so cool.
All right.
Cool. Broke ass sons of bitch. No, I'm kidding. It's a very
Everything immune to stun from now on.
very cool
Yeah.
creature. I like fighting with monks. It's just lots of fun. All right, how about a 18 to hit? Tarak.
That would be a hit.
All right.
Definitely.
It lashes out and hits you hard. 2 max damage dice on this. It is 10 points of bludgeoning damage and 7 points of psychic. As the pseudopod just across the back of across your back as you move out.
Okay.
Maximilian.
Tarak reels back from the hits. Runs.
You're up. You're up, Maximil.
Okay. I will. Sorry. So Max will open her hands and a little twig will appear, and then she'll shoot a witch bolt at 2nd level at the thing.
How's your
at
dark
the ooze
vision?
thing. My dark vision is great.
Perfect. Just making sure.
How's your dark vision?
How's your dark vision doing?
I'm just double checking because I can't always keep straight who's got dark vision and who doesn't.
And if it doesn't hit, I'd like to use Seeking.
Okay.
The spell, but I get to call that after I
Yes.
roll the first
absolutely.
time.
All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I'm using Seeking.
Come on.
Come on. Okay,
Yeah.
that should be a 21 to hit.
That hits.
So, Witch Bolt at 2nd level should be 2d12. Oh my god! That is 22 damage.
oh,
Damn.
wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
12 out of 10. That's pretty darn good.
And I'd like to point out that the Witch Bolt stays connected between me and the
Yep.
thing, so everyone without dark vision should be able to see where the thing is because the lightning is hitting it.
you see it very briefly as the lightning ripples through the cube, and you hear a chorus of voices cry out in pain as the ooze form dissipates and just this sludge spreads out to the ground around it.
You killed it.
All right.
So
But there's another one, isn't there?
there is, back from the left-hand side down the road, just a little bit behind some of the other houses, you saw that there was a few of, like, there's about another 6 creatures walking towards you, and now you could see that there is a cube in that group. It's going to move up a little bit, and let's see, Diggin was not in melee, however, Doran and Soren were. So it is
Cool.
going to. Oops.
Yeah, good. Hit me.
D10. 33. Let me double check some hit points really quick here.
What's to hit?
1 second here.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
It attempts to color spray the two of you, but it does not. It does not roll enough hit points to cover either one of you. So, yeah, you just see this massive flash of colors, orange and purple bits of goo, and you guys can smell all of those the chemicals coming towards you again, but it just falls short and kind of hits around your feet. And it stays. It's staying back at about 15 feet away from you. However, it's groaning as well, and all the creatures are. But now they all seem to be groaning in unison. And you watch from the buildings as motion begins to into life inside the windows, and coming out from the dozen or so houses. You watch as 8 more cubes move out of the various houses, and you can hear a chorus of groaning coming from all of the houses in this vicinity.
Let's go. Let's.
All right,
Get
back to the
out.
top. Soren, the groaning is overwhelmingly loud now. As
Is anything
rooms
right
and-
next to me?
Nothing directly next to you. They all move very slowly, and you can see them just coming out of doorways and out through windows, up through chimneys, and just big slurping piles of goo making their way through town.
Do they all look the same as the one that we just fought?
Absolutely. They all do.
1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. Fuck. We gotta run. And then just dash back to the rest of the group, and if I can, past them and around a corner somewhere.
What's behind you and is the gate from whence you came, and you can see some sort of shoreline in the distance.
Oh, I thought we were moving up into the city.
You were, and then the only thing that's behind you guys about 300 feet is that gate, and you know that there's like some sort of shoreline back there, but you guys didn't go that direction, so.
Oh fuck. Wait, okay. Never mind. I'm confused.
Yes, you guys can go
Like-
around the city. You guys are the city's. It's not really a city. It's more like a little village, like a hamlet of
Okay.
farmers' homes. There is a central kind of road moving through town, and then from here, it's really hard to tell what's beyond the city.
Okay. But I can kind of orient myself enough to know, like, we started over there, this end of the city is that way, right?
Right. The end of the city is past this stuff, but it's spread out enough with all the farmers' houses that you could probably run through the middle of town and these things wouldn't be on top of you. They're moving very slowly.
I mean, I could.
You definitely could. You could be the other side of town in no time. Probably a single round with the sprint feature.
Shit, I'll do that then.
So
I got nothing else.
straight line at 5 times your movement speed.
Okay. Currently, movement speed is 45 feet. Dashing puts me at 90 feet.
So
is it
sprint
a bonus
is
action dashing?
Sprint is the entire action. You lose move and everything, but it's
Right.
5 times your movement speed.
So 45 times 5. 225 feet.
Yep, you doing it? The rest of you just hear pop, 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 as Soren just into the distance.
We gotta go. This is bad.
He takes off
Hurry!
sprinting
I'll
through
distract
town.
them. Can I try and distract them as I run? I don't know if that's a thing.
They all kind of turn and like move. They're kind of just sludging along your direction.
Okay. Hey, good. Follow me. I'm tasty. I don't know.
You head off into town, digging.
I'm bolting. Yeah.
You hear Soren say, "I'm tasty," and then wing, take off. As you're in total darkness and have no idea what's going on.
Somebody Diggin cannot see.
Oh shit!
Where are my friends?
Like 6 seconds.
Diggin will hear him run.
Follow my voice, Digger.
Take the action to dodge.
Oh no!
Because can't see and I'm not about to run into the darkness. I'm smarter than that, so I'm just gonna prepare for whatever is about to hit me.
Oh, God.
Okay. What action are you preparing?
Dodge.
You're just dodging, and then if something hits you, get it back.
No, I'm just prepared for anything, so it's just like a defensive mechanism because I think I can do that, right?
Yep. You can take the dodge
Dodge
action. Just stay there.
Yeah, I'm just
You
staying
can-
here. I'm not moving or anything.
I'm pretty sure there's just a standard full defense action too. That if you just
Dodge.
so dodge makes it so you
Yeah.
can like basically. I'm double checking if that's it. I might be getting my
Dodge, I
systems
think, just means attacks against them are at disadvantage.
correct.
Yeah.
I must be getting my systems crossed because I know that just other systems I play. There's like a full defense where you're just like dodging in. You're taking like a big defense action, but dodge
Yeah,
is it for
that's
here.
what it is dodge. I'm focused entirely on avoiding attacks.
Yep, just making sure there wasn't another option for you. So you bonus action dodge because special rogue stuff, and you hang tight.
Oh shit! No, I'm not. Because I have to see the attacker.
Do we get dodges?
You can take the action to dodge, but you have to be able to see the attacker. So
Oh, shit.
I am going to
Rethink your turn.
rethink that because I can't actually see it, and I am just going to back up the way that I came because I knew that was safe, and I'll go
Okay.
back 10 feet.
Okay. You take a few steps back and prepare. Just hopefully find some light. Doran, you're up.
Okay, so I saw Soren bolt. Did I get a sense of the direction he was going?
You heard footsteps run in the distance. Make a perception check. It's hard to hear over like the groaning sound because every one of these things is groaning now.
Perception.
I was gonna say you saw him.
No, he didn't
You have
see
dark
him.
vision.
He does not have dark vision. He heard him.
Oh
I was
yeah.
like,
Well,
well,
he's,
screwed.
yeah, that's not going to be great. 14.
You could hear the footsteps initially, so you're pretty sure he went somewhere to the northeast.
I am
You
going
have
to
the
just.
lantern.
That's
I
true.
would have given it back to you.
Yeah, I pull out my lantern and just run the direction I think I heard Soren go.
Okay. It was nighttime where you guys were. Roll a d20 and call odds or evens, your choice. You got to call it before you roll it.
Flip a coin.
Even.
Even if you hit it,
let's
the
see.
lantern stayed lit. The lantern stayed lit. You
10.
just- it stayed
Yes.
lit through the teleporter somehow, and you pop the hood open and light digging. You can see, and now the rest of you can see. There are at least 9 or 10 oozes moving in from various positions in this town, coming towards you.
And I just book it my full. Can I sprint, or does taking the lantern out count as against that?
Taking the lantern out's going to count against that a little bit for you. I'm gonna call it as like a bonus action to get it out and get it opened up
Okay.
because you had your weapon out. But you could
Then
move and then you could double move basically through town.
yeah, I'll use my double movement. So I'll move 80 feet
Yeah, you don't have
toward.
freaking blade songed in and monks
No.
and barbarian. Digging and Maxwell are gonna get left in the dust constantly.
I'm a rogue. I have bonus action dash.
Oh, you do. Bye, Max. Bye, Max. Max is sitting back.
Max,
like-
we need to get you haste as soon as possible.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, well,
Or fly.
All right,
Yeah.
so I see that Doran had lit the lamp, right? So Diggin will know where to run.
Yep. Everybody can see now.
Yeah, okay. How far is Maximil from me?
She's actually like 5 to 10 feet behind you because you backed up towards her. She's very close.
Can I grab her and then sprint I have so regular sprint would be 200 feet, right? Because you said 5 times the regular speed.
Yep. Sprint's 5 times your movement
Yes.
speed.
5 times 40. What if I like have her in tow or something?
Maximil, it's voluntary for you. If you want to go with him, you're gonna have to make an acrobatics check because you are basically barely holding on to the ground as he's like dragging you at full speed.
Go along with it, sure.
Make
He
a,
can definitely
make
his
an
inventory
acrobatics.
space.
Make an acrobatics check. For
Who?
Maximil. This is as he's running you. If you can keep your footing, or if you're just going to face plant into the dirt as he runs you at mega high monk speed through the city.
In the wind.
What was that? I don't
I'm
know.
flying.
Yeah, basically, you're like gonna.
Legs kicking out in the back.
All right, let's see.
Come on.
That's 9.
Oh, Tarak, you get her about 100 feet, and Maximil, you
All right.
lose your footing, and Tarak, you feel the weight go dead as you just grind along the ground for about 10
Tarak.
feet.
Skids to a stop and steps in front between Maximil and the other creatures, and just
So the good news
gets
is
ready.
these things are all like 60 to 80 feet minimum from you, and they're moving very slowly. So you guys are
Okay.
outrunning them by about 7 or 8 times their speed. But Maximil, you take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you face plant into the dirt road.
Ow. Thank you.
And that's Maximil's turn as well. The cube
was?
arm. Yeah, you had to kind of give up your action to be able to go along with this and run at your full speed. But you got to
I
move.
didn't know
You got to move much faster than you probably would have been able to on your own with monk speed. And then you face planted.
Yeah.
The cube army starts moving. About 5 of them notice Diggin back there by himself, and they kind of start to close in towards him very
I'm still
slowly.
26 stealth.
That's true. No, you're
If we're
stealth.
still
Yeah.
going off of that.
Yep. You've never
I
exposed
wasn't
yourself.
being
Yep.
non-sneaky.
They're just chasing everybody else. Then they have no idea Diggin's back there. Diggin, you see a light bouncing in the distance. Thorin, what's your play here? And I will let you know too, as you're getting to the other side of the city, you can see a path heading into a forest, kind of grove of trees that surrounds this little village.
Okay. Do I see anything immediately around me that looks dangerous?
No, it's actually very open over here. There's the path. There's some broken fences for what used to look like they would be fields. And then in the distance is this grove of trees, this kind of thick forest.
Okay, perfect. As my action, I want to conjure back my familiar,
Okay.
Astrid. Just kind of, all right, go, serpentine pattern, and just toss her off and let her kind of fly back through the streets of the city, trying to guide her as best I can to distract the cube monster things, whatever they are, as a sort of like cover for everyone else as they're escaping this way too.
Sure.
I don't know what I have to roll for that, if anything.
She has flight, right?
Yeah, I think
Um,
I do not remember where that. I think it was in DMs with you.
no,
It was 60 feet.
make a deception check for her with her stats.
Okay, 40 feet flying speed. Deception check. That would be -2. Oh dear. Oh god. That's a 0.
She flits about and tries to draw some attention, and really they just kind of ignore her.
So I'm like watching through the vision and just no, you're doing it wrong. Ah, fuck.
She's trying her
We're
very
gonna have to talk
best.
about that later.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about that later. Right. Just kind of anxiously like pop back to my senses, looking around for everyone else. Just that's it.
Okay. They're making
Can I
their
hide
way.
as a section?
Yeah, you're not in the light source, like this bright light source of a lantern, so you can go ahead and hide as a bonus.
24.
Okay. Digging. And you can see everybody running the distance, and there's a lantern. What would you like to do?
Beeline, baby.
Hold the sprint action?
Run. I'm running as fast as possible.
Okay.
150 feet.
All right. Just for show of hands, ease of access, you guys are easily outside of their range currently. Are you sprinting until there's enough distance where you can't see them anymore? If it's a yes, just go ahead and kind of put your hand up for me so I know if you want to run. If you want to take another action, let me know.
I just have a quick question before I say this.
Sure.
Are any of them grouped together? So, like, as they're moving, how many are like together?
There are not any within fireball dropping distance of each other at this point. You could maybe get 2 of them together.
No.
Not worth. Okay.
Yeah. Worries?
I'll make her leave.
She's itching
Alright.
for her first nuke.
He's ready. Like, I'm gonna blow these guys up. Tarak, you good with running, or did you want to take another action?
I would like to cast the minor illusion cantrip.
Okay.
And put a very tasty-looking tiefling-like creature right in between them, looking very confused and screaming in fear.
Wow. That's
Make a deception check for me. Like, you have the ability to make the spell. I'm gonna see how well Tarak's magic sells this.
yeah.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a 16.
yeah. 16 minus 1 for a 15.
You see 3 of them just kind of go and start moving towards it, and the rest of them are like coming towards you guys. And you watch as Tarak's really kind of selling it. They're moving super slow, 20 feet per round. So it's going to take like 3 or 4 rounds for them to get all close enough together. You really want to sit there and wait. The rest of them are coming towards you as you do it.
Nope. So then on my bonus action, I continue running. I hold out. Are we still? Yeah, we're still grabbing hands, and we're beelining out of there.
Okay.
I like just cantrip some thaumaturgies here and there away from us that sound like Tarak screaming in a very high and girly voice.
Nice.
Okay.
Subtle jabs at each other.
You guys make your way along the trail or just out into the thick of the forest?
Into the thick of it.
Did that think of it?
Taking dice. I'm kidding. There is actually a road that is a well-worn road in front of you that you have the option
So
of
just be
traveling along.
Just like standing a little bit off the road, like hiding behind a tree. Just
Yeah, it takes a couple like rounds, so probably a good 20 seconds for people to catch up to you, Soren. But then after a little while, like after about 15 seconds of waiting, you see your friends like behind you, running down the road.
Digging his Terminator running like super intense.
Yes.
Yeah.
clank, 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 clank.
That Robert Patrick run from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tarak just looks down and says, I'm sorry, my friends. I know I should not have done what I did, but when I saw the Feralin, it just reminded me of my father's stories and I know he wanted me to find our home. I'm sorry. I should not have done what I did.
No. If that was any of us in any of our same positions, we would have done the same thing. Also, wounds.
Yeah.
Will Were you hurt too terribly?
He was.
I'm good.
I cure
Thank-
wounds him.
Okay.
That's 8.
Hey, now.
The
Okay.
boo-boo remover.
And the boo boo stick.
It's a I used today.
All right.
Okay.
Diggin will catch up real quick and hear that and just look to Tarak. Do not give up on that sentiment.
Thank you, my shiny friend.
We can keep looking for them.
So I did move the marker over the town because that's technically where you guys were at. I just wanted you to be able to see and get a
Nice.
idea of the scenery. But there is a road heading outside of town if you'd like to follow it.
Is there better lighting now that we're outside of the city? Or is it still the same kind of just
It's still
really dark?
fairly dark, but you're starting to in the far distance, starting to see something starting to glow and shine kind of near the top of the.
Tarak looks to, I guess, Soren. Soren, have you run across these types of creatures? Do you know what they could be? And he looks around. And any of you? I have never heard of these beasts.
I feel like
I've
no,
studied-
but would I have any idea what that is?
You have no clue what that creature is.
Yeah. I'm not familiar with creature typology. I study the basics of magic to teach to students. I don't.
They seem to be controlling the other creatures, and I do not know if do you think the others were still alive?
When we took out that one that was harassing him, did the people that it was? You said it was like attached to people.
Yeah,
Like
there
puppets.
were little
Right.
little strands of like pseudopod coming out, and they were actually
Did
into the creature, and then when they screamed and kind of went away, they came back and reabsorbed into the pseudopod, and it came back into the cube.
and did those people just fall limp dead, or were they?
They
like,
were not-
"Oh,
they were
what
not-
happened?"
So, just to clarify,
They melted into
you would have realized that the cube creature was controlling and making the simulacrum that looked like a person out of its own gelatinous body.
Oh,
They were not creatures. They
Mhm.
were okay.
They were
so they
trapping.
were
They mimic almost perfectly what they sound, look, and felt like. But you could see.
so
that
there were never any like other creatures or individuals. They were just those.
Tarak,
ones we fought, I guess.
make a wisdom check, Tarak.
It's the ultimate predator. We must.
It was
learn.
a ruse.
That's a 14 plus 1. That's for 15.
15's good enough. I was shooting for a 12 or better, since you actually had this hit you and reach into your mind. It was reaching at, and you could feel it violating your memories as it hit you.
Oh, speaking of memory, poof, call back my
When
cat.
Okay.
when it attacked me, I felt its presence in my mind. It was invading my memories, my deepest thoughts. It was horrifying.
We know two things: they fuck with your head, and they're very slow. Probably don't want to fight them up close, but I mean, we got at least two people here who can do some damage from distance.
I would just prefer we do not fight them ever again.
Also an option. I don't really see a reason to, other than to go rooting around in the ruins of that city, which, if
fun.
I'm being honest, I am kind of a little interested in. But
I'm sure, but I think we have more pressing matters, like where the hell are we?
Also a good question. I still can't see shit. So,
That map we have, does it change at all? Who had the map?
I
Max.
did. What does the map look like?
Do you remember what the splash screen was tonight when you first started playing? A field of stars and nebula?
Yeah.
That's what's on the map now.
Ooh.
What the fuck was... I was not ready for that sound.
Was that Soren's excitement or Nate's excitement?
I don't know. I think it was horror. I don't know if it was excitement or just...
It was a little horror, a little excitement. It was both. I like to be... I like to, yeah, mix it up.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Sorry. What the fuck is
That
this?
was interesting. Okay.
It is super pretty.
Good.
Does that mean we're off the grid?
No, can we? Doran's gonna look up.
Okay,
Do I recognize any of the like stars or anything?
There's no stars.
No stars. Okay. Not to point out the obvious, but does anyone else notice that there's no stars?
I thought we were
Yes,
just...
we appear to be inside of a cave.
No, we left the cave, didn't we?
No,
We're still
you-
there.
It is
You-
a vast cave. I believe you are still inside it.
You
No,
guys,
the cave covers the whole thing. Okay.
you guys walked out of the gate into a massive kind of cave structure.
Okay. Never mind, I'm dumb.
Like
So,
Diggin has
But you
said.
are very, very large.
Yeah, to be fair, I did just see a bunch of like gelatinous monster things. It's been a day. I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any sleep. It's still like 2 a.m.
Is it?
Yeah, I thought I was just tired because I ran really, really far, really fast. But no, it's very late. I am
That's true.
Yeah, we were
exhausted.
wandering around. We need to find some place to get some rest. But first, 2 lights circling, buzzing around the 2 people who can't see.
Now, you can
I
hear...
don't want you guys.
Well, I've got my.
You can probably hear about 600-700 feet behind you that... As things
We
are
need to
like
maybe keep going, I think.
slowly
we-
moving your direction.
Kidding me? Ugh.
Keep moving.
So, would you like to press into the thick-trunked, almost cypress-looking forest, or follow the path where there's a little bit of clarity? I think Diggin is enthusiastically for the path.
Just,
I think the path would be safest.
We are traveling in unknown territory. And something is off about this place.
can we all agree that if we see another thing, let's just avoid it?
No! That
Nice.
barely caused us any trouble. The worst thing that happened was to Tarak, and he was the instigator of that situation.
No, I know, that's why I'm saying it. Can we please just agree that if we see something, we're not going to run up to it and be like, hello, I want to be friends.
I think that's a wise idea.
I agree.
At least until we figure out what
I,
we're doing here. This is a lot.
I
But how are we going to learn anything if we don't make a couple mistakes?
we were talking about this all as we're moving.
Yes.
By the way.
Yeah. As we're walking down the path.
And Tarak is going first again with the eyes of the eagle and the dark vision.
Or stage
Okay.
whispering to each other. Just
Yeah.
Maximilla's still at the back, occasionally looking over her shoulder to see if any of them are clumped together.
Got
Yeah.
my lantern going.
Very far in the distance behind you. And this, obviously, our little token there doesn't do it justice here. Because it's you guys are moving along the path, not like between these different hexes.
Are there trees like on the path? Like as we're going, it's like dense trees and brush, or is it like?
There
Can you
are.
describe the path a bit?
Absolutely. So you all actually get a much better idea of your immediate surroundings. And a little bit more as about an hour into your travels following this path, you see these moss-covered, thick-trunked cypress trees that look almost like spider legs. Huge gaps in between them for the root systems going down where there might have been water at one point. And they reach up into these almost, if you've seen an acacia tree, these very massive treetops that are incredibly wide, lots of root and trunk spindles as you're moving through. But about an hour in, some sort of sunrise begins to happen. It almost resembles the veil. It's receding in the distance. You see a beam of light some 70, 80 miles away from you, emanating from some structure almost. It seems like if it was a spotlight looking up into the air. But as it starts to widen and glow, the land around it starts to have a dawn appear. And as the light starts reflecting off of the cave, you can look up into the ceiling, and specifically to rock, you can see the details. Almost 3,000 or 4,000 feet away is just a sea of glittering, shining sparkles above you. You appear to, the best description would be the roof of this place is almost the inside of a geode, with massive crystalline caverns above you that give way on the sides to deep black, dark rock faces and jagged structures. Very far to the north, you can make out incredibly jagged peaks. Did not mean to do that with that little swipe there. Let's go ahead and just erase that, but you can see that.
Sorry, DM, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a beam of light emanating from a structure. Where is that structure?
So the structure was the bad. So it's like that signal. There's a beam of light, definitely showing up from somewhere. To your northeast, some 80, 100 miles is the best guess you can do from you guys all kind of looking at it. You can see the beam, and as it begins to glow more, it hits the crystalline top of the cavern, and that's when everything really starts to light up. The crystals refract the light inside of this massive geode, and it helps bathe the entire cave system in light. The other notable thing you can see, you can see something very far past the beam of light that you're almost certain is something coming down from the ceiling of the cave. It's very, very hard to make out. I mean, we're talking, probably miles away, like 120 miles away almost. And the reason you can kind of see it is there is a flatness to this structure that you're on, and the inside is a massive domed geode.
Can Diggin go kind of off the path as we're walking and examine a tree and kind of like touch it and observe like the bark features, if there is bark, and see if it's like alien in nature? Is it familiar?
It's completely unfamiliar to you. You've never seen anything like this. Make a survival check, though.
Okay. 13.
You're pretty sure that there's lichen in the bark or some type of fungus that's a part of the tree structure. And you're sure it's wood species. You couldn't put it, you couldn't nail it down. You'd have no idea what this is.
Can I take a dagger and carve a chunk of bark off?
As you do,
and examine it further?
As you stab into it, a milky white substance kind of oozes out of it, almost like a thick white sap.
Tree blood is gross.
Soren.
Yes.
Do you have a vial?
I think I have a few left, yes. There's the one with the black stuff that I really want to save for later when we get back to the city. Hold on. I'll pull out one from my alchemist's kit.
Okay.
There you go.
This might have some use. Unknown.
For what?
I'll kind of dig further into it with the knife and have it just pour out, get as much as possible.
Yeah.
And also shave off a pretty large chunk of this tree. That's just like the bark if it's free. And then I'll stuff that into my bag.
You get a
Can I make like
sizable piece of bark?
a nature check to try and see if this has any recognizable like healing salve qualities or anything like that? Like, does it look like anything I would recognize?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Damn. I don't think I have proficiency. Nature 12.
Resembles thistle or like poppy seed. Not poppy seed. The Oh, this is gonna sound really bad because it's the plant that they make opium from. When you cut it open, it's got the latexy white sap. That's kind of the sap that it's similar to.
I thought that is poppy.
It is poppy.
It's
Yeah.
poppy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not dumb. I'm not dumb. I know what I'm talking about. Quit second guessing yourself, Benjamin.
You're on it.
Jesus. I'm on it. So yes, it very much resembles like poppy sap. Healing qualities with a 12. I mean, again, totally foreign to you. You have no idea what this is. You smell
Does
it.
it smell weird?
It smells sweet and tangy and a little bit, I would say a little bit bitter. Like most fresh kind of saps do, but really you're not sure. You just
I slowly put my hand over the vial. Do not taste this, please.
I would
I was gonna do.
have like a little bit of them on my finger and just,
Stop it.
oh.
Do it. There's only one way for exploration.
did you make a constitution saving throw?
Yay, good. 18 plus stuff. I don't know. What's my con saves? Plus 7? Oh, no, that's because I have my blade song thing on. Plus 3. 21.
Right. It's sweet and earthy and tangy and a little bit bitter, as you expect.
Okay.
Tingles going down the throat a bit.
Okay.
You don't get high from it. Luckily, nothing like that.
Okay.
But I mean, it kind of feels warm in your tummy some. And let's see exactly what it is here.
It's not bad. A little bit of refining might be able to use it for some sort of alchemical substance. Aftertaste is weird.
So this can substitute for milkweed seeds in, like, as you kind of taste it. Has a few properties that are interesting. Seems pretty nutritious in terms of like how it makes your stomach feel a little bit fuller. So like this sap could be mixed in to help make rations. But otherwise, that's its primary use. There are some things that are in Diggins' nature guide, his Diggins Boy Scout book to the plants of Katala, that basically this could replace milkweed seeds in there, you feel, after tasting it and not dying, but you kind of get the same properties on your tongue. So it's interesting, to say the least.
So, Max's brain is kind of wondering if these trees are at all magical, since there is no sunlight, there is no natural form of light in which these plants could receive chlorophyll or anything along those lines, or produce chlorophyll. So she'd like to look at one of the leaves and see if it's magical. Just Arcana check or something. Does the place seem magical? Because they shouldn't be alive.
The leaves are very, very high up, and you're not sure how to get to them. I mean, they're about 40-foot tall trees. It's got a thick, barky exterior and runs a milky kind of stuff. So I mean, you can definitely climb if you'd like to.
I shouldn't. Hey, Tarak.
Yes, Maximil.
I hear that if you take a tumble, it doesn't hurt as much because you're really dexterous and cool.
Cool.
What are you saying?
I'm asking if you'll climb a tree and gather like a twig or something from the very top so I can just make an Arcana check on it.
Nice.
Looks at Maximil's face where she face planted when he grabbed her. I suppose I owe you a favor.
Thank
Very
you.
well. All right. Drag puts his staff on the ground and attempts to climb the tree.
Being a monk, and these things having a slight angle to them. And they've got pretty thick exteriors. I'm going to forego a roll that you, not being in a hurry, can very securely find foot and handholds to easily scale this tree. For someone of your ability, not a problem. But you get to the top, and there's breaks.
How many leaves would you like?
A nice bushel.
There's no individual leaves up here. When you get up, you realize that this is the top of a massive, like 60-foot tall, thick-stalked mushroom, and that these are just cracks along the top of it. And when you break it off, it's got a big mushroom top, and there's little gills on the bottom of this, and the trunk and the branches are parts of the stem that have just thickened to the elements and whatever chemicals or different things are in this massive cave system. And it resembles, it's thick and tough like a bark, but when you break the leaf of the mushroom off, that same kind of milky substance appears on the outside edge of it.
Okay. So can I break it off with just using my hands, or do I have to use a knife or dagger?
Much softer up here. And you can, up here too, you can feel like there's a little bit of a mist up here that these things are kind of collecting. Your eyes of the eagle in this vantage point, that strange thing that you could see in the distance coming down, there is a huge open section of water just pouring in the far distance out of the roof of this cave. And it's creating this massive mist that now around you, in this whole area, you can see these huge mushrooms for miles. And they go like as far over here. Open up some more of the map a little bit here.
And that we still see this light coming off of some sort of structure in the distance?
There's some, it's very faint now because the crystalline roof is like scattering light everywhere, so it's more obscured, but it seemed like something was having that line or that light appear.
So you're saying that the water appears to be like flowing from like the cave, and it's like a waterfall coming down?
Yeah, imagine like
imagine
like a giant egg. There's a hole punched in the top, and there's water just pouring in. And
from the top,
yep,
the side.
From the top,
Got you.
Way in the distance, and it's creating this mist up here. And these just all these trees, they looked greenish, but now that you're up here, they all have kind of this green tint of a little bit of lichen like growing on top of them. And when you break them open, they're just these white, meaty mushrooms. They really look like massive 60-foot tall oyster mushrooms with thick, barky exteriors. Just because down where you guys are at, they don't get as much moisture down there, and the exterior hardens a little bit more, so they have a barky exterior.
Can we all see the waterfall?
The rest of you see it as like just some weird bluish white pillar. When you can see it barely through the trees, it stands out against the crystalline reflections as something that's not right. Tarak up here with the eyes of the eagle can tell that there's mist coming off of it, and it looks like a waterfall. But we're talking like Hoover Dam getting opened up, geyser of water coming out.
So Tarak grabs a bunch of the leafy mushrooms, mushroomy leaves, whatever they might be, and he jumps down using his slow fall. So any damage will be reduced. Do I take how far up is he?
About 60 feet.
40 feet.
The very feet. Top. So when you get, it's 40 feet to the bottom. You got up on the top, and these things are like 15 to 20 feet thick in some places, and that's just layers and layers of these like mushroomy things coming out.
All right. Well, he climbs down a bit and jumps down the last.
Yeah, you kind of. It's like layers that you can easily like maneuver through and hang on to the top, and just go whoop and drop yourself out the rest of the way.
Yeah. And here you go.
Thank you.
And
really
my friends, they're
really quick.
Yeah.
Tarak, as you're letting go to drop down, you see motion coming through the trees all around you. And as you land to look around and get a better perspective of what's going on, because you're dropping rapidly, about 30 creatures break through the underbrush, all with spears and weapons drawn, yelling at the lot of you and holding things out. And these very small, picture going into Discord, dark-skinned creatures appear in front of you.
All I'm picturing is the pygmy zombies from The Mummy Returns.
Nope.
Yep.
Some of you are going to recognize these from other games, but you see that they're babbling incoherently to you from rest of 5th edition, but new to Cyorion for you guys. What are essentially deep gnomes come running out with weapons in a swarm, surrounding the lot of you, holding weapons out at the ready.
Do gnomes speak halfling?
You don't know, because that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Oh. Break time.
Nice.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, everybody. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, so stick around for the last part of the show. And we're back. I think we got us all here. Yeah. I did it, guys. I
Yeah.
turned everything back on. I clicked the right buttons. We're here.
You
So
are true professional.
I need to actually change this image really fast. Let me see. That was really smart what to do. Let's quickly just have like a place that I can drag and drop images to show what you guys are seeing for the rest of the stream, because that would be nice, huh?
Oh yeah.
So for everybody who is unawares, this is what we were. Had a bunch of these things kind of show up around us.
Oh dear.
Probably, let's we're gonna be saying about 30 or 40 that you could see start pouring out of the woods, the mushroom forest around you. We are not going to call them woods anymore because you've discovered that they're actually mushrooms. And yeah, they swarm out from all different directions, shouting orders, holding spears, rusted swords, and kind of pointing them hostilely in your direction. What would you guys like to do?
Don't worry, we're not
Do
here to hurt you.
Do we recognize the language they're shouting at us in?
Let me consult my chart.
I also have a question when you're ready.
No, you guys don't recognize the language.
Oh.
This is so dumb. Is there like a universal symbol for peace in Cyorion?
Make
Like
a history
the
check.
Like the peace sign. Okay, not bad. What's my history? Oh, that's right. I have proficiency. Dirty 20.
Yeah, up on like up for travelers in Cyorion, especially long time ago. There may have been an official greeting. No, I take that back. There is one, and it's designed by the elves. And Dirty 20, you, Soren, would know this as a it's a high elven ritual. Where both elves take their left hand and kind of hold it up and then place their right hand palm up to each other. And the reciprocation of that ritual is you take your left hand and place it against the one in the center. And then what you're doing with your right hand is actually touching the elbow of the other person. Dirty 20 would tell you elves did this because of the latent magic that was in their blood. They would activate magic tattoos and inscriptions on their arms that would run up their shoulders. Old elves would have massive sleeves detailing their accomplishments, what they've done for elven society, what major events in history they've been a part of. So elven nobility would have these absolutely massive sleeves of tattoos that would run up their necks and just had tons of information on them. Very low level soldiers would have just a band or two across their fingers. And what this was is if you were a lower status person in elven society, you would be expected to place your hand on the elbow so you could channel the magic, and your tattoos, they're not really tattoos, but these markings would activate on you, whereas someone of higher stature would intentionally wait to see what your status was, and if they were higher ranking than you, they would just place their hand on your shoulder, and you would immediately understand that this person is way bigger than me, and so they're not someone that I need to be forcing this with. That kind of adapted into a sign for peace that was just the left hand up, straight up and down. Everybody else kind of adopted that as the symbol for peace, is kind of a left hand straight up and down in the center of your chest that showed you were wanting to communicate with somebody.
Remembering that, I would do that, cast minor illusion, and like reach towards one of them with the gesture, but create like over my wedding ring a little symbol of a book just kind of floating there above the ring, and just kind of hold out my hand and try and like make eye contact with one of them, try and get their attention.
A couple of them are holding spears, pointed at you.
Yep.
And talking.
Yep.
Ready to leave it? Yeah. Somebody is walking up. This one with the group of them is not armed.
Okay.
He has what looks like a large feather behind one of his very large ears. He has an eyepiece that is a broken set of glasses. There's a middle piece there, and there's an eyepiece here over one side, but it clearly belonged to a set of glasses at one point, and he's since refitted it to something he can use.
Okay.
He kind of looks up at you, looks at the rest, and he's like, walks
Try
up.
to like smile and like.
He doesn't reciprocate the gesture, but he pulls out a wand and aims it at you and holds a hand up. And he's waiting for a reaction.
I'll place my hand in his hand.
He reaches out,
Like just kind of like.
casts a spell on you.
Okay. Does it hurt?
You feel a strange.
Disintegrate.
You feel a strange tingling in your ear,
How dead am I? Okay.
and like a tickle on the back of your neck. And he looks back up. Oh, you should be able to understand me now, friend. Yeah, you got me.
Ah, lovely. Thank you.
No, not a problem. It's good to see that you're not gooey and gelatinous. What the fuck were you all doing back there?
You wouldn't believe us if we told you. Is there a way that you can share this gift with my friends so it's not just us?
Yeah, it takes me a little bit of time and a little bit of energy, so I'd prefer just to have one spokesperson for your group of friends, if you don't mind.
He thinks that we're cubes, but he thought we were cubes, hence the violence, but we're fine now. You wouldn't believe it.
You can understand him?
Yes,
What language do they?
I have no idea.
What
language-
happened?
You are speaking just your standard common, is what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
He's speaking a completely foreign language. You have no idea. The rest
Oh,
of
so
you
it's
are.
just like magic
You're hearing.
translation.
Yeah, he casts tongues on you.
Oh, got it. Cool.
The rest
I
of
need to
you
know.
are hearing just this and Soren is responding in common to him, just having a conversation.
Okay. Yeah. They thought we were the cube things. He cast a spell on me. I can understand him for a moment.
Ooh, I thought you said cute, and I was confused.
Well, some of us are
I
cute.
mean, we are cute. That's no lie.
Diggin knocks on his head, and it's like ting ting ting.
There's not many of you that I'd consider cute, but I mean that's good enough for me.
Well, introductions. My name is Soren. This is Maximil, Diggin, Doran, and Tarak, of course. Last but not least. To put it simply, we traveled here from very far away, and we don't entirely know where we are. And if
Oh, you don't know
Tell
where
him
you are.
about the water, the crazy water portal.
Well,
Ask him what his name is.
I'm Barrett.
yes, what is
I'm.
And where we are.
Your friends seem to be doing a lot of talking, and I apologize that this has got them all excited and in a tizzy. I'm Barrick.
Diggin is not a cube.
So they're all talking. Baron, you said.
Barrick.
Barrack, nice to meet you. Are you going to hurt us, Barrack?
That's kind of what we're trying to decide about you. We're in a bit of a predicament because none of us really know where the fuck we are. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
We've been here.
They don't know where they are either.
We've been here quite a while.
Oh. Well, how did you get here?
Well, I was born here. I'm second generation.
Oh, you mean a while. Okay. They've
Yeah.
been here for hundreds of years. Okay,
So-
so you won't believe this, but we teleported here.
Oh, the circle,
Yeah.
the gates. You got a gate to activate.
It would appear so. Yes.
Well, how the fuck did you do it?
It's a lot. It's kind of complicated. I don't even fully understand it. We walked into a pool, we touched some symbols, and then fucking poof.
They don't even know how the fuck they did it. Ah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, Soren, if describe that, I mean, there was a little more like, you know,
I know.
to it.
I know.
Oh, we don't know anything.
Did you guys have instructions or something? Because the way I
Kind of,
understand it, there
A
was
voice
some.
spoke to the large one, the scaly one. It told him the doorway opens to those who are true to home, I believe. And he thought of home, and he pointed himself towards, I guess, his old home. And
No, that Drake's not going to turn into a full dragon, is he? He's not going to grow up, be a big dragon, eat all of us. No?
they think you're going to turn into a dragon. No, he doesn't do that.
Oh, okay.
It'd be cool if you did.
So he's stuck like that.
She might, though.
Part man, part dragon thing.
It's the scales.
Oh, yeah.
Kidding.
That's a lot of them got weird scales, yeah. Well, shoot, we've been here. Let's see, like I said, I'm second generation. That's my son over there, and then my daughter at the other end, and he points out one with a spear and one that's got a crossbow, kind of from a tree, and she looks like ravenous and, just looks like she might want to eat you.
She's got good aim, I can tell.
Yeah, don't go near her, especially if she's eating. She thinks new food's tasty. She's tired of the mushrooms. We all are.
I was going to say, are the mushrooms food? I tried a little bit, and it.
You gotta build up a resistance. The worst thing it's gonna do is give you the worst case of the shits you had in your life. But I mean, it'll feed you.
Leather is so hard to clean.
There's some fish over in this lake we found. But there's a few creatures that still live out in the woods here. We usually don't come over here except for this patrol, which there's an outpost further up the road that's just some old crossroads that whoever the fuck lived here whenever ago used to keep it for safety reasons. But I mean, we've got a camp on the other side of the island, and
all right,
for better or for worse, you're all stuck here on this floating damn rock in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Wait, so we're on an island? It's just water all the way around?
Oh, you didn't? Oh, they didn't even look at the edge. No, don't go to the edge. You'll go all bibbly and you'll jump off and you might kill yourself. I mean, there's just fucking nothing.
What does that mean? He says there's nothing over the edge. What does that mean?
Well, you go to the edge
of what?
And you look down and you'd think, oh, it's a shoreline. There should be water here. No, it's nothing. It's just a vast empty nothingness, and people have lost their minds and fucking jumped.
Wait, so it's just a cliff. If you step off, you disappear.
Yeah, it kind of cuts back underneath. There's no way to climb down. We've sent a few people with ropes, and we kind of pull up the frayed end of a rope in a little bit of blood. So we just kind of don't go down there.
They've had people jump off the edge. They pull back a bloody rope.
Wait, a bloody rope? Did they
Yeah, like
screamed.
Like we didn't hear shit. It was like 300 or 400 feet of rope. We lower him down. As long as he's taut, we know that he's hanging there, and we just lower him, and then it gets loose, and we go, oh, we must be at the bottom. And we wait, and he never tugs it. Sometimes it tugs back occasionally, and we go, that's a bigger tug than I expected. But then we pull it back up, and there's one time we had an arm. It was just like holding on to the rope, and then it just dropped off.
Something.
We're never going to see our families again. I just want you all to know that's what he's telling us right now.
She's saying
something horrible is below this island that we are floating upon, and it eats everything, and it is apparently pitch black. What about that? What the fuck is that up there?
Oh, wait, but can you send your bird creature to explore?
And look.
It's a good question.
There's a big building off toward so best we can surmise, this whole island's a big city, right? There were people out where you all come from, where people were farming and living their lives and trying to get by, and then there's little places where people were doing important matters of study and most likely smart folk, but that's off at the center, and we just don't go there.
What were they studying?
I don't know. We can't go there. Everybody we've sent to the center never comes back. There's a few
Soren.
places. There's another. Oh, sorry, your friend's talking to you. I'm being rude. Go ahead. I forget you have to translate. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, Dickon.
We will not see our family again.
If we jump off the edge, no. I was being facetious. I was joking.
Yeah,
We're in
yeah,
a grave
of
amount of
what?
danger, and there's
Hey,
apparently no
tell-
way of escape.
Tell your shiny friend, don't worry. You know, they leave the tools. They whatever it is spits them back out, I guess, because sometimes
Hey,
there's
hey, guys.
tools still stuck to it. Sometimes there's tool belts still where we tied them on. The belts come back up, but
Okay, so
we've only
the
sent
rest
like
of us
4
are going to
people.
die. Dickon will be fine. Got it. Do you
Good.
know what he is? Have you
Him?
seen anything like?
No, never seen him before in my life. I've heard of him.
They're
though.
called a Yorick.
Yeah, really.
What do you call them?
Urugas. There's a weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just translated differently, but it's close. Urugas.
Yorugas.
Yeah.
Diggin, Yorugas, do you know anything about that phrasing referring to you?
No.
Oh no, it's. I've never
Sure.
seen one in real life before, but I mean, if he doesn't mind, if you ask him, just tell him to bend over.
Why?
Yeah, if you want to know why we call him Urugas, you can tell me. I'll show you why we call him Urugas.
Right, Diggin, he says he can tell you why they call you a Yoruga if you bend over.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
He's just like
What?
I should,
now is
should warn
incredibly
you.
curious that they know about him
You,
and is
you were
now
pointing
fully
spears,
focused on this and just bends down immediately towards the guy and like looks him in the face.
You were pointing spears at the rest of us. He will carve your eyes out, so do be careful.
Oh yeah, sure. I'm sure he's fine. By this time, the rest of them are just like leaning on spears, kind of watching. And he's like, "All right, I've read about this a couple times." And he takes the little the monocle piece. He gets in close. He's like, "All right, hold still. It's gonna feel a little funny." And he pulls this big shiny knife out that kind of matches Diggin's exo armor stuff. This is built in, like the metallic pieces of him. And he's like, it's somewhere along here. And he's taking this knife and just grinding it along Diggin's back. And then eventually it kind of goes and catches. He goes, "Oh, there it is." And he just pops it and pulls up this back plate. And on Diggin's lower back, this panel just goes and pops open. And there is a bunch of strange writing on the back of it. And he goes, "All right, look, right here. Yeah, that's where it is. There's a bunch of counting symbols. I've seen them before, but I haven't decided to do them. But there's a yet symbol, a Rhea, and then Gaga. Right there. We kind of sound it out when we translate it. Yoruga. Makes sense to me. Is everybody looking at this, by the way?
Yes.
This looks like the same type of handwriting that Diggin signed his name in.
Again, side note, refresh my memory. What name did you sign?
So when we signed up as a group, Diggin's kind of instinct took over.
Yep.
Here, I'll DM you. Okay, never mind.
Yep. Nope. It is that kind of weird, strange writing.
Does it look like Bradish?
It seems like it may share some similarities with Verdige, but really because Maximilian's now in her face, like staring at it, looking at it, she's like, kind of looks like it. Maximilian, really, as you sound it out and kind of look at it yourself, as you're trying to understand this, you're pulling from roots of Verdige, roots of like different languages you have access to, like Draconic is a big influence for you on this. But really, you're pulling like consonants and stuff, and you end up putting together YRRG, which you kind of pronounce as Yurig.
You're
No.
Well,
No. Tell her it's not Yurig, it's Uraga.
Right.
Please tell me what is in there.
So remember how you signed your name in a certain language that was really funky?
Sure.
Yeah, that same language is written on the inside of you. And on the inside of you are the letters YRRG.
You have a tramp
And-
stamp of your own name.
It's on the back inside panel, and this is the first time that you guys have seen the inner workings of Diggin. And you can
What does he look
actually
like?
see strange conduits of light blue flickering light moving through the interior workings of him. There are ball and socket joints for his hips, but they're wrapped in like strange wire meshes. Really, they look completely foreign to you. And then after about a minute of it being open, like as Barak is looking at it, he's like, "All right, we give it a second," and you hear, and it goes and like seals back closed, and the seam where it was shifts and shimmers slightly and just disappears.
So where was it? Like the lower back region, or and how big was it? Like the entire width of the body?
It was about the entire width
Okay.
of Diggin's body and probably about 4 inches tall. It was just kind of a back panel that kind of popped open.
It's a tramp stamp.
Okay.
Really, it's a tramp stamp panel. Yeah.
Great. Nice cannon.
Were the only 4 letters in it YRRG, or were there more of them? How
So
many
there were-
letters were there?
There was 4 letters, and then there was a series of something you had no idea. What you recognized was what you could equate to consonants YRRG. Everything
Okay.
else after that, and then there was finer print, and there was all sorts of information, just completely alien to you.
But
It was an
before it
instruction
closed-
manual.
Before it closed,
Yeah.
would I have been able to make an ink like pressing of it and gotten it?
I'm gonna need you to make an intelligence check just for state of mind. If you would have been able to like have the presence of mind to be like, holy shit, and do something about it. And then where you would have thought of that. So go ahead and make an intelligence check for me.
Just a straight intelligence check,
This
no
is-
history.
Nope. This is just you being flabbergasted at what's going on with Diggin.
Hold on. I want to try and do something. As a sorcerer, I have something I can do if I'm not happy with a throw.
You do now. I'm not sure if that applies to this. Let me double check here.
It
If you make an
counts
ability
to-
check that fails, you can spend a sorcery point to reroll and take the new roll.
Yeah. So can I?
What did you get? And I'll tell you if it failed or not.
I got an 8, so
Yep.
+1 would be 9.
That failed. You can reroll. Take you a sorcery
Okay.
point, but you can do it.
Yep, sorcery point. I want to do this.
Oh, I get it. you want? Do you want
+1
to?
is
19?
19.
As you're looking at it and just being absolutely enthralled and decoding the YRRG, you hear Barak say something which you don't quite understand, but it kind of clicks on for you that something's about to happen. And you very quickly take a sheet of a book and you rub something, and then the panel just goes and snaps closed underneath you. You get the string of letters after the YRRG, this like string of symbols and like weird dots and lines. But you can look at that, and you can take an etching of a strange ancient language into your notes.
Thank you.
While Diggin is bent over, he like tugs on Soren's arm.
Yeah.
Ask him how he knows this, please. Does there seem to be Urigs here? Where?
He's
Please.
curious. He said he's never seen one of you before, but he's heard of you. How did you know about the panel on his back?
My dad told me about it. He's dead now, but you know, he
I'm
came
sorry.
he came from the old place wherever it was we were before here. He told me about it. Apparently used to study him. I was a really smart, sharp guy. Built a lot of the tools back at home, but home here now, where we kind of, like how we can survive. Like he built some purifiers, and he's just a sharp guy, mechanically inclined. And he had found this thing. He holds up this like kind of daggery looking thing. He said said if you ever needed to get into one of these things, you could use this, but said don't use a regular knife, you'll break it. You have to use this to get in. So I just kind of keep it on me. It's been a sharpening knife for a long time, but I mean, it does the trick. Obviously, it's the first time I used it, worked just fine.
Yes, please, thank you. God, so I guess you don't know how you got here, right? Which means you don't know how to get out.
Oh no, we haven't found a way out yet. But I mean, the boss is hard at work on it, and
How far is the edge here?
Back that way, right?
Yeah, so, and I'm assuming you're just translating questions for people, so you don't have to actually do it. Well, you head about 20 miles south, and you'll find the edge. But unfortunately, y'all are coming with us. It's a pleasure to see new faces, but the lot of you are gonna take a little walk with us, and we're gonna go take you to the boss because anybody new here gets checked out. Since the last folks that came by, they were none too nice and ended up leaving our other camp.
We're going with them. I don't think we have a choice. I don't think any of us are going to resist, though, because quite frankly, there's a bunch of fucking monsters back that way and apparently the edge of sanity. So please, take us to whoever is in charge.
Yeah, we were very surprised that when, we heard the groans from, we collect over here and hunt a little bit. There's a few animals around here. And, lo and behold, worth eating. Nice and fat, good juicy steaks. Right. But we were quite surprised to see that you weren't a bunch of gelatinous thingies run loose. And
no,
man, those last poor fuckers that came through sure got eaten. That was a bad time.
When? More people?
Well, been about 30 years back. Yeah.
30 years.
Yeah. Huh. They made it down here. They came through the same gate you did. And, the cubes got them before we did. That was a bad time.
Did you see... please take us with you and we can talk along the way.
Sure. They'll begin hiking you guys out to the northeast following the road.
Soren, did they say anything about the Ureg?
No, he said his father used to work with them to some capacity and helped set up their civilization here, but he's gone now. He passed away.
There are none here.
I don't think so. He said he's never seen one before, but he knows about you, I guess. We have this knife, though. I guess if we ever need to open that little panel back up.
Sure. He did not give that to you.
Oh, he didn't give that to me?
No.
Shit, I thought
he showed it to you. He's like, this knife right here, put it away.
Got it. Never mind. He's got that knife that we could use to maybe get you open again.
That is a shame.
He'll continue walking, you guys, and you guys are on a... Let me check really quick.
How long does tongues last?
You guys are on a 4-day walk along the roads. And they will take you along the roads and explain to you. They feed you the entire time. There's a little bit of food here, and they were correct. They do offer roasted versions of those mushrooms available to everybody. Anybody who consumes them, though, they're good food. They smell good. I need a Constitution save for the first time you eat them.
I am eating my rations because
he did warn you that if you don't have a strong stomach, they could mess with you.
I also have 14 days of rations that I would adamantly tell everyone, hey, if you don't want to poop your pants,
they're delicious. The first time you eat them, you feel you feel a strange tingling in your stomach the first time you eat them. But once you think they're freaking delicious. They're probably the meatiest taste. They've got a little bit of a texture like chicken of the woods. So yeah, like kind of like chicken nuggets. They're delicious. Anybody else partaking? A 12?
12.
Okay, Tarak, did you eat some?
Yes, 4.
Tarak has a rough day too. Every once in a while they're stopping and they're like every time. So he continues to cast tongues on you whenever you need to stop and talk. but he'll have a conversation with you for about an hour, and then it starts to wear off. And he has to, you kind of like shrug at each other and you keep walking. And then if you tap him on the shoulder, or if any of the rest of you do, he limits it to about 4 uses per day as you guys are traveling as a group. And they manage all the different roles as they guide you. But the group stops a couple times as Taraka is just like, well, and he has to run to the woods, waddles out to the woods, and you hear some pretty inhuman groans as Tarok's just having the worst day. Maximil, you enjoy them. They're tasty. It's very gamey and kind of like good earthy sustenance. But you acclimate the first day. So after you succeed your Constitution save, you're fine. Tarok, day 2, do you partake again?
Hell no.
Okay. Turok switches the rations
for you if you want.
But they
admittedly stale bread and salted pork, but it's better than
they take you along this trail, and they show you a few things along the way. You stop at a small crossroads, to which he explains there's some altar to the northwest. It's got a tree, big tree. Not sure what it's for. You can go there if you want to at some point when we're done with you, but it's there. This crossroads amounts to nothing more than a couple towers looking over the region. We're not sure what it's for, but it's what it is. It overlooks this crossroads, and this one to the northwest here leads to the center of the city, and we don't go there. Y'all do what you want.
Do they cast tongues on all of us? So we or just on Soren?
One person at a time, and if he has to default to talk to somebody, he goes to Soren first.
Okay.
Soren, can you ask them if they know anything about the light?
The waterfall light, the beam.
The big beam of light that lit the.
Yeah, I feel like
back.
I would ask him about the beam of light as we're walking, because it's 4 days, you said?
The 4-day walk, yep.
Okay. Beam of light, geode ceiling, waterfall.
And-
that's all
I
I
have
got.
one.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
The prime aspect of Katala, because they seem to be familiar with the concept of dragons, and there was supposedly a prime aspect here. So
prime aspect, what prime like a prime
Dragon.
number?
Big dragon.
Shit, no, dragons. Fuck no, never heard of them. No, not seeing them, not messing with them. No,
Any
dragons
sort
are
of
bad.
godlike creature.
No, gods no. I hope not. Trying to stay alive down here. Jesus. Well, Jesus is a weird phrase to use down here, but Gore, we're gonna switch Jesus for Goramit like Firefly. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Jeezy crazy.
Goramit. No, I'm trying to stay alive down here. There's a whole lot going on. It's just a tough place to live. It's kind of, as you can tell, it's a lot of mushrooms, a lot of weird things trying to kill you. The sparkly sealant. Well, geode's a new term. I haven't heard before. Like, we've seen it a couple times. We found a few smaller rocks that we crack open, and it's got crystalline structures in there. Yeah. Best we can tell, we're in a really big one of them. Like, it's really big, and we're inside it.
But it's only up there, and then something down below us is just nothing.
Yeah, I ain't gonna go down there and find out what's below, but you can if you want. Good luck. If you come back, you tell me all about it.
Has
What
anyone
about the
thrown?
light?
Yeah. What about the light?
Oh, yeah.
Has anyone tried pointing the light down there or anything like that?
No, because that light comes from the center area. We don't know what's there, and we've never been there, but comes from there.
Medieval generations.
Shines everything up, and we've sent a few people to the center to try to scout it out. Probably lost about 30 people over the last 5-6 years as we've been getting desperate, and they just never come back.
Can any of you fly
No.
in
Yeah.
any capacity, magically or otherwise?
It'd be amazing if we could, but no. I mean,
to go through that water.
he starts joking. A couple of them can fly because, they jump off the edge and they fly real far and then they're no longer flying. But yeah, that's
Oh,
yeah.
Huh.
Lost a few friends to that flight.
I'm going to die.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, not if you keep your wits about you and you stay with us. The camp is safe. It's a good little outpost. So, well, it's okay. Only a couple more days to the Salt's outpost. We'll be good to go.
You said the salt outpost?
Visoth. V-I.
Okay.
Actually, that's a thematic spelling too. It's V-I ''S-O-T-H.
Visath.
Visoth's outpost.
Hmm.
As you guys continue on day I'm going to move you down this direction. You get a glimpse in the distance. There's always something that I like watching from back here. There's a huge gate. And you're going to get exposed to a little bit of it. And it's over a river, but there's a big gate. Protects the river entrance to the main city. Got a couple big, strange things. You can see them. And from here, you can definitely see them over the tops of the trees, just making out the shoulders and the heads. Massive creatures standing. There's these huge statues carved out of something in the distance, but you can see large plumed headdresses on them, just kind of a single row up the middle, and then large shoulder plates coming up the sides. But otherwise, you can't see them above or below the neck. And they're very far in the distance. They always looked interesting from here, but, it's part of the main city. We don't go there. Just not safe.
Hey, Rock, what do your half-elf eyes see?
You can see a little bit more detail with the eyes of the eagle. They have these great headdresses they come back out the backside on a solid piece, and then they have a huge crescent hook that comes forward on them.
Oh my God, they're Romans.
A little bit, so it's not the full feathers. It's not like feathers or horsehair or anything like that, but it is a central piece, and then there's a stone crescent that's detached, except for at the very back of the head. And there's this big crescent piece that comes to a point up in front of them.
Have we, any of us, seen any armor like that before?
Oh, no. You look at it and you're trying to describe it, and it's very much like me trying to describe something obscure that you guys can't see. You can't really put the words together sometimes. And it does it like you're trying to describe it. There's nothing really similar.
Yeah, the creatures that are wearing this armor, do they look more human or elven?
Make a perception check.
No, that is not good.
But advantage, perception.
You have advantage.
Oh, wait.
Yep, because of Eyes of the Eagle.
Yeah.
It's with
I'll
vision.
do that first.
Good. Thank goodness you got Maximiel sitting there with you.
Well,
She's just like, Eyes of the Eagle, you get vision perception. What was the total?
19.
They have Farrellin features.
I'm sorry. 16. I don't know where. Yeah, the Farrellin. Sorry if that would have screwed this up.
It looks like it did.
It was an 18 DC.
Oh.
So I need you all to redact a little character knowledge. little retconned character knowledge. They have.
But you know what? I can. Don't we have inspiration? But that's only on.
I think that's for social encounters, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wasn't it also only for 48 hours? It's been 4 days.
It was 48 hours and it was social encounters
we
only.
We don't have that.
It is definitely expired. Inspiration. Inspiration would only grant advantage, which you can't double up on advantage like that.
Yeah.
So they don't look Farrellin, they look elven to you from this distance. There are slight distinctions between elven and Farrellin. They look elven to you from this distance. So now you guys are going to have to get closer to see that they're Farrellin.
anything like the city of Gowira? Like anything that they talk about, the city that got nuked at the beginning of the war with Burrows?
I was afraid of that.
No. Like descriptions of Gwayer, no.
Okay.
No? Okay.
No. Doesn't really match that. So you guys continue on the trail for a couple days here. Continue. Go ahead.
At this point, have we seen like any semblance of what we would recognize as daylight, or is it just like real dark the entire time?
It's dark, and then there is a day cycle because of the light
Right.
in the center that shines and kind of sends everything out. And you guys kind of feel like it operates like a sunlight here.
Okay.
If you are proficient in medicine, which nobody is. So
Nope. Is anyone?
Nope. You guys don't know shit.
Cool.
Digging
I have
one.
6. Does that make me any better at medicine?
You have what? Oh no, you got a band-aid. Okay, listen. Mom with a band-aid does not equal medical degree. Get out of here.
Hey, she can WebMD, okay?
Yeah. She's in
We're all
a couple
experts.
Facebook groups, all right?
She knows about them things.
Tell me your symptoms.
So as you get a little further to the south, you turn away from wherever the main city is, and he brings you further south on day kind of 3 here. And as you're preparing for the evening to settle, he touches Soren again, gets the spell cast. Well, this is one place we've been able to do a bit of research on. We're about a day and a half from the outpost, but we spent a couple generations researching this. This is what we've called the Spire of Kaiden. We don't know who Kaiden was.
Where did you get the name?
We found it, and kind of like we did with the Uraga, translated as best we could. It's whatever it is. It's really old. But yeah, this is the Spire of Kaiden is what we've found. We think it was some protector, kept evil at bay, but could have been a girl too. It's an old statue. These people were all tall and skinny, and we got no idea. We think they're like ancient Farrelin as best we can put together, but we have no idea. I mean,
you said Farrelin. You know the Farrelin.
Oh yeah, we got a couple of them.
What do you know of Farrelin?
What do you know about them?
There's a couple at camp.
They have a few. God help me. Well, the surprises never cease. Yeah, they have a few of your people here.
With you?
Well, I mean, they're not with us, as you can see. They're much taller than us folk, but
Where are you taking us?
Tell your very excitable friend that yes, there's 2 Farrelin at the camp. He's got skin. He kind of walks up to Tarak and like grabs your cheek a little bit, and he's like, "Whoa, your skin looks a little bit like theirs." But yeah, we got a couple of them.
They have a few. All right.
That's camp leader, smart guy. What was that, Max? What was that, Maxwell? Go ahead.
My question was, how tall is
He
this
had to
deep
stand on his toes and stretch.
As Tarak is bent over, incredibly excited, talking about the Farrelin and like getting close to him. This guy, he's only about 3'2". He's like reaching up, kind of like looking at him, grabbing. He's like, "Oh, I can see it. Yeah, that's about right." Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of them. Really, the only one with there's the man's son who doesn't know a damn thing. Really dumb boy trying to be all tough, but I mean, Tasoj is the leader. He kind of runs the camp. He's the last of what we got of the leadership.
All right. tell them to make haste. I want to get there as soon as I can.
Can we go now?
We'll get there when we get there. It's like another day and a half's march. We got a ways.
Fine. We got a day and a half.
Drag just
Think of questions to ask.
Oh,
very well. We will wait and get there when we can. I have been waiting for this moment for a long time. I suppose one more day will not matter.
That's the spirit. You tell him, good on him, and he kind of gives you a punch on the shoulder. He's like, you got it. Just
He punches me or him?
The Turok. He gives Turok a little slug on the shoulder.
Turok gives him a punch on the shoulder too, a little harder, but not hard enough to seem very threatening.
He's got a mean right hook, that one. Good lord.
Yeah.
God's
He'll knock your
strong.
head off. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm sure he will.
Catch arrows too. Quite impressive.
Catch arrows, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Right?
Saw him throw one right back at the man who shot him.
Hey, Vixac, shoot him! And then she just
Get ready.
she shoots Turok. Without hesitation, this deep gnome in the distance, this girl's like, doesn't say anything, just shoots Turok.
As he's telling her to shoot him, I yell at, like, over to Turok, get ready.
She's way too excited. Only a 9 to hit, so it comes at you, and I'm not even going to make you spend a key point. She is just so psyched, and you can read it from a mile away, but you catch the arrow. And the rest of the camp goes quiet for a second as you do it, and it's just like.
And well, I expend a point, and I will throw it back not at her, but at her feet.
Just hits the between her feet. She looks down, and she's like. The entire camp erupts in cheers, and they're all incredibly excited. Turok, you have a fresh meat jerky that's not less than a couple days old because they all start feeding you. They offer you a strange bubbling. They offer you a strange bubbling drink that smells alcoholic as well.
I'll take it.
All right. I'm gonna give it a shot.
I need you to not make a Constitution saving throw. This is just a fermented mushroom and some sugary sap. It is hard to put down, but it's strong, like 30 or 40% ABV, like pretty tough stuff. And it's just this foamy little cup, and it stinks to high heaven. But you put it down, and you feel good. Feel good afterwards. A little thick on the tongue.
Turok nods in approval, holds the cup to his companions. You should try this. Very good.
Soren, you've never smelt anything worse in your life.
Oh, God.
It's like he's holding it up and it's bubbling actively as you're looking at it.
Nope,
It does look
I'm
really
alright.
interesting.
It comes around.
Really, you should. It's,
comes around to Dorn and Maximil.
I've never wished to be a robot more than now. I don't want to have sensory factors.
I take a sip, fully trusting Turok telling me that it's not strong.
So it's very strong, first of all.
I lied.
It is thick and bubbly. If you've ever done a cement mixer shot, it reminds you a little bit of that. And the cement mixer, if you've never had one, is a mixture of lemon juice and Bailey's, and you swish it in your mouth until it curdles.
No, don't do it.
That's
No.
Bad.
It is.
delicious, isn't it?
It's thick and bubbly and bitter, but it is strong.
Well, it is certainly interesting.
The cup
I knew
comes
you would
towards
like it.
Doran. Naturally, the cup comes towards you.
Doran looks at it and goes, oh, I've smelled better smells cleaning up the stables. Oh, God.
You should try it. Yes. That's the spirit.
Like gym socks.
I told you, right? Amazing.
Oh. Oh, I think I
Earned
could
your
breathe.
place.
I
Little
could
bit
breathe
of,
Praise
fire
for
without
his
using my
history.
magic right now. Oh God! Somebody take this away, Tarak.
Oh, yes. Shaman, please, my friend,
Oh.
you too.
God, no.
Oh, no,
Come on, we've all tried it. You should too.
I'm not going to be peer pressured by a child.
Come
I'm
on, this
sorry.
is a bonding exercise, Soren. It's not for her. Do it for me.
No. I'm
Your
all right.
pressure?
It smells like butthole. I'm all right. Thank you.
How do you know what butthole smells like, Mr. Clendare?
I've had to deal with children more than once in my life. I lived in a sewer for about 15 years. I'm very familiar with the smell of sewage. That is sewage.
Torn a very disappointed look and just downs the rest of the drink.
Oh,
all right.
So good.
You guys enjoy a little bit of a night of revelry as people are super excited. Various deep gnomes continually shout. They come up with a strange guttural like attempt to say Tarak, and it ends up like it sounds like someone's hawking a loogie. It's like Tarik. And they'll say it and then just huck things at you all night as you like catch them and throw them back at their feet, and everyone's insanely impressed at your capabilities.
Doran, you should throw one of them at him. You should throw a gnome at Tarak.
You should not.
oh,
Is it a projectile?
Improvise weapon.
I can make a gnome small enough to be a projectile, and then you can throw it at him.
I mean, that's small enough to be projectiles as they are. I think.
Enough.
You know, maybe we shouldn't piss them off before we even get to their camp.
Yeah.
Ask first.
No, we should not.
If you ask, fine, that does change the circumstances, I suppose.
I
The
mean,
line must be on here.
consent is key. I mean, we don't want to throw them against their own will.
The next morning,
Especially if you make them tiny first. That's just awful.
the next morning, as the lights come on, the hangover hits the lot of you that had the fizzy fuzzy drink. Soren, you're doing pretty good. The rest of you, you're pretty sure it got wild last night. Drinks kept coming your direction. Whether or not you were aware you were drinking them or not, Soren, you're pretty sure each of these guys got really excited about that drink. Something about it made them want it more. And unwillingly, the lot of them consumed probably a half dozen to a dozen drinks each.
Just quietly thinking, okay, it's addictive. That's good to know. And just like keeping it to myself.
The lot of you take I need a constitution save from each of you for the hangover, but you wake up pretty sure that you threw a gnome at some point, Doran. Tarak, you remember Maximil cheering, saying she'd make it smaller, and then she enlarged it, and you're pretty sure it like squished your face.
That's a dirty 20 from Tarak.
Dirty 20 from Doran as well.
So do I
Okay.
clearly remember all of this?
Yeah.
If you didn't go to sleep, yes, you do. It was they remember bits and pieces, and they're asking you about them, and then Thorin, I leave the comical expose of what actually happened up to your mind. You control the narrative for how that drunk party went.
Yeah, there was definitely a reversal.
What happened?
There was definitely a reversal on the enlarge and reduce, but Doran being Doran was still like, I can throw him, it's fine, and then threw the whole thing. Tarak tried to one-hand it like he does with arrows, and it didn't go well.
Maximil, what was your constitution save?
7.
Oh, you take a level of exhaustion. You take a level of exhaustion. You have an upset stomach the next day. It is not a good time. You have to stop a couple times along the road and and then Tarak, you said dirty 20 as well.
Yes.
Yep, you and Doran hold your liquor just fine. A little heartburny the next day. You can feel a little bit of the acid reflux, like it wants to come up, but you pull out the water skin and you're fine. Maximil, man, you don't know when rest can come soon enough. You are having a bad time.
Why do I feel like I'm down a spell slot.
Because you drank poison excessively.
Oh,
It was fun to watch.
poison it may have been, but it was tasty poison.
You all continue for the next day, halfway down the road, past the I had it on there, the Spire of Kaiden. And you're on the trail heading to the distance, and you can see farther in the distance, probably about, like I said, this is a large flat surface, so you can see spires and smoke rising some 40 miles in the distance. But you end up setting up camp about a day's march outside of town. The creatures all get very solemn and quiet here as the road runs near the cliff, and this is the first time you come within a couple miles of the edge of this space. And Barak walks you to the edge and shows you what he was talking about. He casts the cantrip dancing lights as well and floats them as far as he can, but they hover into nothingness. There's just a deep, dark nothingness, no reflective surfaces, nothing moving. And you can see little effigies along the cliff edge where people have lost their lives here. And he kind of goes to
like little memorials.
Walks
little
up
memorials.
to Soren. Soren, can you conjure up your creature and have it fly down and see if there's anything that you might be able to spot?
I have enough to bring her back once more. She's going to hate me. Fine. I'll just kind of give her a little bit of scratch behind the neck and just need a favor. Mind going down there to look? I'll pop into her consciousness and just fly down and see what I can see and just direct her to go down, and that's all I got.
She goes down.
I can control her up to 100 feet and stay in her consciousness indefinitely, I think.
Yep. She continues past 100 feet where you lose control.
Okay.
And she remembers the command. Continue down. She keeps floating and falling down, gliding
Can we see
effortlessly. You all lose sight of her incredibly quickly. 200, 300. She continues to glide down to nothingness as you're watching through her consciousness. And she suddenly gets concerned. You feel the hair on her back prickle up as she senses something in the darkness that she can't see. And very suddenly, this appendage reaches out. 3 long, almost bony fingers come out from the darkness and quickly grip around her and squeeze her, and she kind of flips out of existence and tries to move away. And as she does, a spectral form appears and pulls her back into corporeal form and rips her in half. And she dissipates, and you lose access to her temporarily. And you know, whatever destroyed her on this plane of existence, she now has gone back to wherever it is that she comes from. But as she tried to retreat, something pulled her back into a corporeal form and destroyed her.
Okay, so whatever is down there doesn't care if you can escape via magic. She was going to retreat back to the Feywild where she belongs, and it snatched her like it was nothing, and then ripped her into pieces. Now, the ripping and tearing I expected, but the grabbing mid-retreat is worrisome. Some sort of arm.
That sounds horrifying.
Poor cat.
Yeah. We're not where we should be, I think.
No. And we all agree, no matter what happens up here, we don't go down there.
Oh, yeah, no, of course not.
Hey, Soren, did that skeletal hand look anything like the skeletal hand back at the camp? At the Ivory Phantom camp?
The skeleton that wasn't a skeleton?
Yeah, the thing that had a skeletal hand.
That's a good question. Did it? I don't think I. No, I was up close for that. Yeah. Would it look familiar?
It looks completely foreign, and we're talking like
Okay.
50.
You said
foot-
three-fingered bony appendage.
Kind of
some
looked
sort.
like 3 bony appendages with very little flesh on them. Reached out and tried to
Okay.
grab around her.
Okay. No, it was some sort of 3-fingered. Arm isn't the right word, but that's the best I've got at the moment.
Law?
Maybe. I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it, and it scares the living shit out of me, but we're not going down there, so we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, we should continue on to the safety of their little encampment, I think.
God, I hope it's not on the cliffside. And I'll kind of turn back to
Ask
the
them
one.
if they have ever lost anybody up here. If that thing may have come up, or does it just prevent
That's-
them from going down?
Very good question. So 2 questions then. So kind of go back to him and kind of give him the little tap of like, hey.
He's with you, and he explained that these were effigies to people they had lost. He still
Okay,
has
got
the
it.
spell on you.
Okay, so has that... So I sent my familiar down there, and unfortunately it was destroyed, expectedly. But
Did you get
has
a look
the
at
thing
what
down
it
there...
was?
Kind of. I saw an
Oh.
arm. I saw some sort of spectral figure. I saw it grab her.
Oh, good.
Has it come up here, ever?
No, whatever it is, it's never breached the edge of this place.
Okay. Do you know why?
Oh, I haven't the faintest. No idea.
My next question was, has escaped me. Because I am stupid.
I think that's all we had. If it just killed anybody, right?
If the town, if their town is on the cliff.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. Has any part of the upper structure up here ever broken off and fallen down? We're on a cliff. You said it embanks backwards.
No, not that I've ever seen. So you all crossed a stream earlier where the water ran off into the abyss.
Okay.
We haven't even seen erosion like what we'd expect the water to drag off. It all just kind of it holds strong.
Creepy, but good. That's good. I like that.
What we think it's magical in nature. We have no idea though. We've done our best to survive, and our leaders are trying to figure it out. But that's why you're coming back. Maybe you can help them find answers.
God's willing.
Well, we pull up camp for the night here. We'll leave before the light comes on, and we'll be there probably about midday.
Good. Just in time for lunch.
He starts heading back to camp, and the rest of you follow.
Yes.
Yes.
Digging. You just sitting there staring.
Yes. Deacon is just sitting there staring.
Oh, wait.
You all get a few steps out
I'm
and
gone.
turn around, and Diggins back there staring off the edge of the cliff.
Dig in.
Ian, are you alright?
You're not thinking of jumping, are you? No response.
response.
Yeah. No. I
Yeah.
All right.
heading
We,
over.
we,
I'll
all,
walk back.
we all head back to Diggin.
Ding ding.
Are you
Hey,
alright?
Bob.
Tarak gets ready in case Diggin is trying to do something like take a step forward to make sure to prevent him from doing it.
Okay. Digging, what are you up to?
He's just like staring deep into the abyss. And as you guys get closer, he'll just speak up. What? is the point.
You got
Oh,
a nihilist robot. Fuck.
Oh no.
The point of what? Digging?
Searching.
That's a big question.
I mean, the simplest answer is to find answers.
What is your
That-
reason for searching?
To find those like digging.
Well, they're not down there.
That much we can assure you.
They
We
are
will
not
find
anywhere.
We will keep searching until we find them.
we've heard stories. You're just one in a million. But, after 999,999, we will find another one of you. And we'll keep doing that.
There is also always a chance that one of the elders at the camp would have more information for you.
Our guide here did say that his father worked with your kind. I mean, he seems to know a great deal. It's a breadcrumb trail.
Soren,
Yes.
You familiar with the phrase?
sure. But you said we will not see our families again.
I was being a bit
Oh.
dramatic. This place is horrible, and it scares me. I won't lie about that. But I think all of us do want to get out of here.
And we will.
Not
But you say we're going to die here.
Like I said, dramatic.
we are not going to die here.
Hopefully.
Not while we are together.
Next
And
time we are somewhere that there is a library, I think we need to get a book of expressions and idioms and let Diggin read through the whole thing.
Also, humor. I get it, it's dark humor, but still. The point of that was just to elucidate the fact that this place is very, very dangerous. Whatever's down there, those fucking goo monsters that were imitating people to reel us in as bait. God knows what else is here. They've lost how many people over the generations trying to just explore and survive. We're in danger. This place is dangerous. But, we'll be all right.
I think that, Diggin, the important lesson to learn here is that when people are frightened, when they are unsure of their surroundings, oftentimes some will make jokes to attempt to lighten the mood. That was by no means a serious expression of deep-rooted fear. I think Soren was just trying to be comedic to lighten the mood.
More or less, yes.
Diggin looks up and directly in your eyes, Soren, I don't think you understand. And you see
Probably not.
the tiniest bead of what looks like a
Cool.
tear forming.
Diggin, I need you to make a Constitution save for a glitch.
Does it taste like salt?
Oh. 17.
Something is off. Doesn't feel right. And you're confused. But you manage to withstand falling under whatever was happening. There's some battle within you. And you maintain your control.
Does the tear taste like salt?
Oil, maybe? I don't know. Digging. We haven't really discussed that.
I think it would be more like a kind of silicone type of weird liquid.
Yeah. So he has tear ducts, but he doesn't make tears.
No.
Tarak steps up closer to Diggin. Diggin, just 2 days ago, you have given me words of encouragement to not give up. Now, I give these same words back to you. We will stay together and we will find more like you, just like I will find my family and the roots of my father.
Thank you. But I still don't think you get it.
Probably not. Illuminate for us.
Diggin does not like this place. I
Seems obvious.
Ooh.
have a weird feeling about this.
All right. Can you explain?
He said, I.
All right.
Diggin, could you please step away from the cliff?
Yes, we would feel much more secure talking about this away from the edge of insanity.
Indeed.
He looks down into the space again. The
Tarak's
unknown.
getting ready.
A mass of potential.
The only thing that
Mind sliver.
waits down there is death.
Possibly.
Most assuredly, as far as we know. Have you any idea how one could avoid death when going down there?
By not having life.
Do you think you don't have life?
Unknown.
Tarak, get ready to grab him.
That's
Yes, Tarak is at readiness the entire time.
Dorian's gonna walk up and he's just gonna wrap his arms around Diggin in a hug and just be like, "You have life, my friend. Please do not contemplate throwing that away for anything."
Just stares into the abyss a little bit longer.
Okay.
Tarak kind of motions to Doran, like try to pull Diggin back a little bit.
Dorian's just gonna, with one hand, just like kind of wave Tarak off, like, "It's okay, I got this."
Diggin, I need you to, this is the first time you've had a hug in a long time. I need you to make a glitch save.
Boy, oh boy.
So many robotic emotions.
Is it weird? I'm getting a little choked up, like,
12.
uh-oh.
Doran, you feel Diggin lean in and embrace this hug with you. And then you take his full weight. As he shuts down.
Oh dear. Oh, okay. Somebody help. He's
Okay. Drag him back.
Help support Diggin and
Diggin
kind
in.
of drag him away from the abyss.
Diggin, you fail, glitch, and shut down from the overwhelming emotion.
All right, let me try this again. I'll just kind of like tap my fingers on Diggin's forehead and cast Mind Sliver.
Maybe wait
Yeah.
till we're safely at camp.
Do you want to drag him back?
I would rather that than have him wake up at the cliffside and decide to jump.
Fair
Well,
point.
why don't we drag him just a little bit away from it, not all the way to the camp?
Well,
I
not,
can
not,
make
not
it
to the camp that they have set up right now that is 30
Right.
feet away, you know.
Tonight camp, not
Yeah,
city.
tonight camp, not the not the town.
All right, let's go.
That is
You all
Just one arm
Um,
each. Just.
You haul Diggin back to the little camp that they have set up. And with Barrick's help, Maximil's help, how she's helped Diggin before, Thorin with the mind sliver, and a gamut of other things that you tried to do, nothing you do wakes Diggin up tonight.
Shit.
Uh-oh.
We broke him.
By the
Oh,
end
dear
of the
Lord.
night, Barrick is kind of like, well,
Use
Tell
the
you-
dagger thing.
well, I'd like to do it here, but it'd probably be better since tomorrow morning, if we all get some damn sleep, we can be in the camp and we can figure this out in the morning. He's not
This is
going
probably
anywhere.
for the best.
We can help you rig up a litter to carry him in.
All right. I hope you dream of robotic sheep, my friend. I'll just kind of pat Diggin.
Stuck in the hug.
Oh, he's still stuck in hug mode. So
Did I hug him to death?
I think you did, yes.
Oh dear.
on
You should feel very bad. You should feel very guilty.
Oh dear. Oh, okay,
You've
no
killed
more
our
hugs.
friend. You've
No
killed
more
our
hugs.
friend with kindness and affection.
You must give really good hugs.
Look at him. He's got biceps like my thighs.
So on what you
You
think
know.
is the 34th of Caspiel, you make your way up the road to a very differently architectured camp.
Hmm.
And you find yourselves on the outskirts of a small city. Much like the other village you had seen, but constructed differently. And at the back of this city, there's another gate. Inactive, but you see the same construction in the gate. Very, very different, contrasting what's in the town here.
We've seen two of them now, yeah?
Yes. Barrick,
Are
Both
they
of them at the...
Barrick casts tongues on Soren, and then walks over to Turok, holds up the wand, and kind of reaches out and touches Turok. Oh, I think,
Both of us.
Bud, you might want to have a few things to say here too, since you were the one all with your knickers in a twist about meeting the Farrelin.
Do you know they're not around where we're from? Is that something that you're aware of? It's a big deal for him.
I don't know where the hell you're from, so no.
Wait, what?
He leads you into the camp.
No. Wait. Grab him. We're from Cyorion. Where are you from?
Never heard of it. Let's go. The spears come out, and the lot of you are walked into the camp. A camp full of deep gnomes and other very dark-skinned creatures you've never seen before. And out of a very back camp and a large structure, as a runner heads out before you, a very tall and lithe, silver-haired individual steps out with features, Thorin, of a high elf. Large, stretched back ears, very sharp features in the face. Floats delicately as he walks almost. He speaks to the people beside him, looks back, sees the lot of you, nods to Soren, kind of moves you aside and walks directly up to Rock. Leans in a little bit and looks to you. So, you were the one that was interested in me, yes? How did you come to find out about someone like me?
Tarak stares at him, completely speechless for several seconds. My father, he is one of you.
Oh, you don't say. That's quite interesting. You said you were from a place called Cyorion. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. Seen some writings about it. Didn't know what it was, but glad to know that it's in a place that exists. What'd you say your
Where-
father's name was?
My father's name was Kiroth.
Good name.
You don't say. Wow,
Do you
I'd-
know him?
I'd say so. I'd like to welcome you all to Visoth's outpost. My name is Tassaj, and I guess that makes me your uncle. And that's where we'll end the session.
Wait, can I insight check it?
That's where we're gonna end the session. Is right there.
Amazing.
Oh,
So, thank you all for joining us tonight.
That was awesome.
We're on a different
Love it. You gotta love it.
That was awesome.
Thank you
That
all
was
for
really
having
good, Ben.
being wonderful tonight. Thank you all for a wonderful session and exploring the lost city of Kosoba. And we'll catch you guys all next week for another session. Good night.
oh.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.